It's time. Finally, a show for you. A once-a-week extravaganza, giving you the weekend's movies, the week's cons and entertainment events, what is worth watching on television for the week, the weekly comic book, novel, game, and collectible releases, as well as entertainment news and information. Everything you want, everything you need in pop culture. It's Pop Culture Kaboom with your host, Jimmy Jones.
Hello, world, and welcome to the Pop Culture Kaboom's radio show. Spencer Stoner is here behind the big board and prepared to take your calls.
That's me.
And Rob Nolte's here, too. Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Hello.
Didn't surprise me. Wasn't expecting you to be here, but here you are, which is fine.
Yeah, I didn't need the extra pressure. No, not at all. I'm perfectly happy behind the board here.
Good.
It's just more practice for next month.
Next month. Well, so, yeah, I got my back to just so everybody who's listening, I have my back to the studio door because the way the studio is set up here with the main board facing the door, and so I sit on the opposite side of that, so I'm staring at Rob and Spencer, and my back is to the door, which has a little glass pane so you can see out. I just noticed that those are on the inside, aren't they?
They're kind of in the middle.
The blinds? Yeah, they're in the middle.
Yeah.
Weird. Okay.
Yeah. The controls on the inside.
They're on the
Yes,
that's
that
weird.
I
Yeah.
see that
little
now.
widget on the right there.
Anyway, so there's a little window. So I have my back to it, and all of a sudden, Spencer goes, "Hi, Rob." I'm like, "What the?" Freaked me out. I'm like, "Oh, Rob is here. What do you know?" So last week we had no show. Sorry about that, everybody. But weather prevented us
no
from
show due to snow.
The way it works out, and Rob and Spencer live on opposite ends of Nevada from each other, and I'm kind of in the middle, which is Carson City. And I had 12.5 inches of snow, and Rob, you had 14 inches
14
of
to
snow?
16 in the front, and then 20 to 22 in the back.
Dang. How big is your house?
we have almost 2 acres.
Wow.
So,
Yeah, we didn't
but
have
it's
anywhere
just
near
weird
that
because the
much.
drifts. So that's why there's more in the
See, it
back.
was so weird because where I live, it just came straight down. There was no wind at all. So there was no drifting at all. I was like, well, this is kind of strange. It's just...
But
just
Carson's, I think, is closer to the mountain, you know what I mean, than we are.
Probably, but we do get a lot of winds.
Oh, yeah.
Storms
From
coming in.
Washoe Valley and all that.
And
Yeah,
so,
around here.
so
yeah,
because of that,
it's
I don't
something
think you got, 2 inches?
else. Oh, yeah. Where I didn't get much snow at all, but we ended up getting a lot of rain. Yeah. So it froze the roads fast.
I bet.
Yeah.
So that's why we didn't have a show last week. So I apologize for that. If you were going to be listening to catch Sandy King Carpenter from Storm King Productions, sorry. But we weren't here, so I did talk to her, and she will be here next week.
Yay!
So we'll be talking with Sandy King Carpenter from Storm King Productions then regarding everything. But tonight, my computer is not hooked up to power
We just saw you go dark.
I was like, but tonight, boom, dramatic unlighting.
Perfect timing on the laptop's part.
On Ed's part, anyway. But tonight, we will be giving you everything you want, everything you need from pop culture entertainment with the latest news and information from the past week and a sneak peek at releases coming out. Pop Culture Kaboom's radio show is also your place on the radio dial for you to talk about your favorite fandoms. Tonight, we'll be joined by Quizmaster Scott of Sporkle Pub Quiz with Scott for our weekly Sporkle Pub Quiz question, and 2 prizes you can choose from, and both of them are really good. Samuel over at Galaxy Theaters in Carson City is going to be here for the February update for Galaxy Theaters, and we'll also be joined by Tony Sanfilippo of Filippo's Horrible Reviews to go over this coming week's movies. Our special guest is the Wild West Championship Wrestling Champion, the Mexican Werewolf, El Chupacabra. We'll be talking with the Mexican Werewolf, El Chupacabra, about his wrestling career. The WWCW presents Heartbreak Saloon, all-ages event that will be going on next Saturday. Who will be on the card, what titles will be up for grabs, who the Mexican Werewolf El Chupacabra is keeping his eye on as a potential challenger to his world championship, and his involvement with Hood Slam Wrestling, which is usually out of the Bay Area.
Oh, I'm just adjusting it. For
Oh,
later.
okay. You threw me off there. I'm like, was not something not transmitting. So if you'd like to add your thoughts, comments, participate in this Sporkle pub quiz with Scott, trivia, talk about your favorite fandoms, or speak with tonight's guest, you can call 775-515-4141. If you're, however, too shy for the phones, you can send a DM to me through the Pop Culture Kaboom Facebook page, which I will read and answer on the air. But if you don't want to comment during the show but still would like to leave a comment, you can reach us 24/7 by sending an email with your questions, comments, or concerns. You can send emails to popculturekaboom@gmail.com and follow these simple but very important instructions. In the subject line, put question, comment, concern, or my fandom. In the body of the email, please add your first name. No last name is necessary, but a name is necessary because I will not read email addresses on the air. Also include the city and state or the city and country that you live in. Then fire away with what's on your mind. Bear in mind, emails are read on the air unless you specify for them not to be. And just for those who are keeping track, it is now the third quarter of the Super Bowl. Okay.
Oh, you mean that thing with the Usher concert that had kind of the little sports ball thing going on before and after it?
Sure, Spencer, sure. It is currently San Francisco is leading by 10-3 over the Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah, so low-scoring game. But in my opinion, the most unwatchable Super Bowl in recent memory. Because I really just do not care about either team.
Yeah, apparently they have a SpongeBob feed now, too. Though,
yeah,
so.
I saw that.
Yeah.
And it was weird because I saw the booth, and it had like two guys, and then SpongeBob and Patrick were sitting next to him. And I don't know if it was like some kind of weird CGI thing or something, but they were blinking. So I was like, wait a minute, how are they getting them to blink? And it must be the most elaborate costumes in the world, or it's CGI. Don't know.
They do have costumes like that, though.
That blink?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, technology has come a long way.
Disney actually used to have costumes that when you spoke would translate into like Mickey's voice or Minnie's voice or yeah.
That could be too much fun.
Yeah.
Anyway.
In the wrong hands, it could be hilarious.
In my hands, it would be dangerous, but yeah, something like that. All right, I do have some emails. Michael from Sparks, Nevada. Great interview with Floyd Sumner. He puts Floyd Summer, but it's Floyd Sumner. But was also horrible. I couldn't help but keep thinking about the horrible Garbage Pail Kids movie that came out. Yeah, I remember that thing too. I never actually saw it because I was kind of freaked out by the animatronics myself. Yeah. The animatronics were disturbing and painful to watch. I don't know why they just didn't make it an animated movie. And I swear it traumatized my little sister. I didn't have a little sister, but I think my little brother, I don't know. I'll have to ask him about that.
I think that was before Floyd's time, he said, right? Because he just started drawn afterwards. Yeah.
But I'm sure he was alive during that point in time.
Right.
But anyway.
So it wasn't his fault, but it was his problem since he now works with them.
Maybe. It depends.
I don't know. It's not something that like you see like even popping up on like Tubi or Pluto. You know what I mean? So it's not like
it came out around the same time as the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles live action movie, right?
Yeah, and I think that's what inspired him to use that technology for that horrible movie. I mean, but yeah. Hello, Eric in Whittier, California.
Hello, Eric.
Oh, we've missed you, Eric.
Really?
I love doing this show. I missed not having it last week, and Eric's a part of it. So
fair enough.
Did he get a lot of rain? Did he say?
He lives in southern SoCal, so he probably got. So I don't know, Eric. Did you get any flooding? That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Let me know when the delay finally catches up to you.
About 8 seconds.
Yeah. Well, then he's got to type it. So.
Right. Yeah.
And actually, no, he listens online, so I think there's even like a 20-second delay.
Oh wow, yeah.
So, Kevin from Sacramento, California. Yep. See, now he's typing. I don't know why, but it seems instead of making decent movies nowadays, Hollywood is more obsessed with doing these stupid Easter eggs in movies. It seems like every movie now has to have 20 to 30 of those things, and they're stupid. I want to watch a movie to enjoy it, not stress my brain playing a live-action Where's Waldo? When did they start doing this, by the way? I used to be called a reference or a callback and got coined as an Easter egg from the video game industry, who kicked the modern term off in 1972 with the game Moon Patrol. I remember playing that.
Right.
What did I throw? What do you... Yes, he did get a lot of rain, apparently. But in regards to your question, probably since movies and television shows have been made.
Yeah,
is my
pretty
best
much.
answer. The best
Because as long as television's been made, there's been nerds. And if there's
Probably.
nerds, there's going to be Easter eggs.
the best movie Easter eggs list was from manofmany.com that I was able to find, and it has its earliest entry as Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds from 1963. So there you are. Because I guess that was his like 23rd appearance in one of his own films or something.
Yeah,
like
he
that.
He always appeared in his films.
Yeah, he always had a cameo on. There was one movie that took place on a raft that he.
Was he a fish?
Well, yeah, no, he ended up putting a picture of
Mr.
himself in
Limpid?
the newspaper.
He's in the newspaper.
Yeah, he put himself in the newspaper so that he was still technically in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
old
where
school
Stan Lee got
Stanley.
his inspiration for
Exactly.
appearing in the MCU movies. Is because of Hitchcock. So
that was a joke for you, Spencer. What did you throw? Spencer said he missed me, and I wanted to know what did he throw at me.
Ah, okay.
Probably nothing, because I don't think he's got an arm to sling something all the way to Southern California.
Yeah, not that good.
So both of those are pretty good questions. That I don't remember much about the Garbage Pail Kids movie because I didn't actually see it. I just saw the trailer for it, and I'm like, ew, heck no, I ain't watching that.
we went and saw it. Yeah,
It looked like just bad.
it was different.
It was bad.
It was different.
Well, yeah. Well,
Different good or different bad?
I mean, for its time, you know what? I'll tell you, I was a fan of the Garbage Pail Kids, and I remember going to see it, and we liked it at the time. I actually have not seen it since, like, back in like the late 90s when it was like show up randomly on like TV. But like since then,
Ew, it would show up on TV?
yeah, and you know,
Wow.
like
Yeah.
you know, like cable TV.
Oh,
you know.
okay.
But like since then, I don't even think like streamings. I haven't even.
yeah,
like,
I don't
looked
think
for
I've
it on
ever really seen
streaming
it pop up
services.
like on
Yeah.
Netflix or Hulu or
Right?
anywhere.
Yeah, no, exactly. Or even like Tubi or Pluto. You know, the free
Yeah.
services. So
It's like anybody who gets the licensing rights. No, you
Right.
take it. No, you take it.
and then
Yeah,
you're right.
apparently nobody wants it, actually.
Yeah.
So.
And then as for me, for the Easter eggs, I don't know. All I gotta say is watch the movie twice. The first time, don't worry about it, and just watch the movie. Second time, then go hunt.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. If you want to go hunting at all, do it
yeah,
on the second
exactly.
viewing.
There's
Yeah.
so many, and like in all honesty, a lot of them you have to be at home, being able to freeze frame so that you can see that. Because they're generally in 1 second marks, you know, it's a book on the shelf or it's a poster reference that you see briefly or, you know, so most of that you got to have the timing, A,
Yeah.
you know, like, and B, you know, a good VCR, you know.
Yeah, I remember we had many a
DVD
debate in our
player.
households, you know, and it was before DVD, so we had to pause the tapes and stuff. Let's see, we had everything from arguments about Easter eggs to whether or not Luke Skywalker's fly was unzipped when he fell over in Empire Strikes Back.
Who'd even be looking for that?
We are a family of nerds, okay? We love
that's
minutia
still
like
just
that.
a random thing to be like,
I want to watch the Star Wars version of Free Willy. Okay. All right. Well, back to stuff. It is now 10-6. San Francisco is still winning 10-6 over the Kansas City Chiefs. Yay. There are now only 209 days until Carson City, Nevada's first ever pop culture and comic book convention, KaboomCon. 97 to Now Productions will be putting on KaboomCon Saturday, September 7th, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. You can follow KaboomCon on Facebook and keep up with the details on all the vendors. You can sign up for the art contest. You can also sign up for the cosplay contest. You can do both, actually. And you can keep up on all the activity announcements and panels that will be taking place throughout the day. And, of course, the special guest announcements for KaboomCon 2024. A limited number of pre-sale tickets are on sale now through Eventbrite.com. And a portion of the proceeds from KaboomCon will go to Cold Nose Rescue and Sanctuary in Mount House and KNVC 95.1 FM Community Radio. So, yeah.
do we know when Mark is going to be on next again?
No. I haven't even thought about trying to do that. Probably when we get a little bit, probably sometime next month. I'll talk to him about being on.
Just curious about updates.
Because they
Yeah,
got,
I was gonna say.
I know Oak Bridge is being recorded right now, so
Yeah.
which is going to be their science fiction audio drama. So I'll be looking forward to that when that comes out. So probably closer to the release of that, and then to get an update on anything new. I know they got more vendors and more food trucks signed up over the past couple of weeks.
Good.
So
Yeah, I've been watching the Facebook feed, and yeah, it's got a lot of great stuff coming up.
Good.
So the only thing really good about the Super Bowl is that a lot of the trailers are now being released.
Right.
Like an hour ago, the new trailer for the Planet of the Apes or Kingdom of the
Planet of the Apes,
which leads directly, kind of, I guess, into where it gets into with the original Charleston Heston one, is where
the enslavement of the humans.
Yeah. So
that's what it appears.
They're
anyways.
chasing people through the woods and the trees and stuff like that. So, but they're still looking more ape, but they're kind of turning more. They're looking a little bit more Cornelius and whatever her name was,
human-like.
Yeah, more human-like monkey. So yeah, that's kind of interesting how that's kind of progressing with that movie. We also got our first look and an actual title. It's not going to be Deadpool 3. It's going to be Deadpool and Wolverine.
Right.
And it's definitely heavily tied in with the TVA. They got new football uniforms, apparently, from what I saw. And
well, he is the Marvel Jesus.
Yeah, that was my favorite part.
And the guy's like, okay.
You're right.
I kind of rolled my eyes at that one. But I meant the TVA with their new uniforms.
I like when they're like, you were unconscious. You saw yourself. I wasn't unconscious. And like, the guy like just like bypasses it like altogether. Like doesn't even like flinch, And it's like, no, seriously, like like you wouldn't put it past him either. Like.
I couldn't figure out that he like stapled that wig onto his head, because when the guy had a hold of it, and then when they showed him the next scene, like little sprouts of hair.
Well, they have like glue and stuff that they use on toupees and stuff, so it was probably something along like that, and glue kind of held on to some of it.
Probably.
More than likely.
That's what I was kind of wondering. And then,
but again, I wouldn't put it past Deadpool to staple it on either.
Yeah,
it's true. And I thought, I was like, and then they were showing the trailer where he was having like a birthday party.
Yeah.
Went to a TVA. If you haven't seen the trailer, you're going to see it. I mean, it's up on the Pop Culture Kaboom Facebook page right now if you want to go and check out the Deadpool trailer, or the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer, I should say. But as, where was I going? I got lost. I don't know. Anyway.
I don't know where you're going.
Also, you covered Planet of the Apes and
and then there was a
Deadpool and
Wicked.
Wolverine, and then there's
Wicked.
Wicked.
No, it was something about the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer.
Well, Wolverine didn't really show up. You saw his shadow at the very end.
You looked at he was sitting at that table, and he kind of like didn't he have like a white dinner jacket on, like the Mandapore timeline storyline?
But you didn't get a really good clear look at him.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
So they're really trying to keep
he was
that
having
under
a birthday
wraps.
party, and I was like, didn't that person die?
Oh, the wife. Yeah.
Well, the wife, and
but
then,
time travel was involved, so she got better.
Yeah, right.
And then what's his name? The guy with the mustache.
Pete Wisdom, that character, from Deadpool 2.
That was his name, Pete Wisdom?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, he's nothing at all like his comic book counterpart.
But he was there, too, and he died in the last movie,
but time travel,
so.
he got better.
No, I think he was hallucinating. I don't think he was time traveling, unless he did time travel and bring them all there, and that's why the TVA
he was
showed up.
he was using Cable's.
Well, that's rather assumptuous, because it didn't show any of that.
That's how Cable got back to kill the little.
But that's not.
kid.
They didn't specify that in the trailer for this movie. That's what he used to bring people back to life and have them at a birthday party.
Well, at the end of Deadpool 2, he was doing that. He told
say
Pete
that
to
he went
run.
and did that, but he didn't. Anyway. Oh, Eric's cooking. Oh, you better be making some for everybody, Eric. And you better be able to ship. Anyway.
30 seconds.
Yeah, that's how long he has to deliver the food.
Hey, if there's Super Bowl
I
snacks,
think even with the drone, it ain't gonna make it.
Darn. I'm hungry.
darn.
Okay. If anybody could name that video game, I'll give them a prize.
The wonderful No prize that as popularized.
No, I'll give them an actual prize. Actually,
Oh,
if somebody
okay.
can actually recognize that from a video game, Hunger, I will give them a prize if they call 775-515-4141. Turn that down.
Yep,
Oh, that
sorry.
almost blew my ears out.
Yep,
All right, so we'll be.
that.
That was rather loud in the headphones.
Yeah, sorry about that. Hey.
And we'll be right back after this. Oh, burgers. All right, Eric.
Woohoo!
I know, all right? All right. Yeah, you better send those in 30 seconds or less. Anyway, we'll be right back with more Pop Culture Kaboom's radio show right after this, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Pop Culture Kaboom's radio show. Everything you want, everything you need in pop culture entertainment. And I don't know what's going on with the Chiefs. They just fumbled the ball again. It is time for the Sporkle Pub Quiz. No, it's like the second or third one to this game.
Yeah, they're very Butterfingers today.
Yeah. It is time for the Sporkle Pub Quiz with Scott. And joining us right now is Quizmaster Scott. How are you, sir?
Hello.
So, if you would like to participate in the Sporkle Pub Quiz with Scott trivia, first off, anyone can participate. And look at you guys getting your boards all ready. This is funny. Quizmaster Scott will ask you a simple multiple choice question and provide you a list of possible answers. And then you can call in to 775-515-4141 with the correct answer, and you win. And you get your choice of a prize. Guess the wrong answer and we hang up on you, but quickly call back before someone else and guess again and again and again. Each wrong answer will be removed until we have either a winner with the correct answer or the show ends, whichever comes first. You can't win unless you call, and you can't call unless you are listening to know what the question and possible answers are. Pirate Day. So, what can you win tonight? Tonight, you can win a pair of tickets to Love Notes short film competition screening and awards ceremony at the Brewery Arts Center in Carson City, Saturday, February 17th. They have over 30 teams in the running this time around, a new record, and you'll be able to see every film that makes it to the finish line and who wins. There will be 2 screenings to cover all of the films, one in the afternoon and one in the evening, and you will be able to go to both of them. Or, and this is courtesy of Silver State Storytellers, and we have a Valentine's gift package from Carson Valley Florists. Woohoo. This package includes a box of roses and a necklace that you can go and take a look at on the Pop Culture Kaboom Facebook page. So these are 2 great gifts, and even if these are something you're not interested in, you can give them to someone in your life who would enjoy them or use them. Just something to keep in mind. So, Quizmaster Scott, what is the question of the week?
For today, we have a question about movies. In 2023, it was quite a year for major film blockbusters becoming major film flops. With that in mind, what is the biggest box office bomb of all time? We got A, The Flash, B, Cutthroat Island, C, Strange Worlds, D, John Carter, or E, The Lone Ranger.
Funniest thing is 4 out of 5 of those are Disney films. I think.
That's a tough one.
It was Lone Ranger? Okay, now I got to look it up.
Yeah.
Lone Ranger was?
Yeah, yes, Lone
With
Ranger
Johnny
was,
Depp?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, 4 of those 5 movies are, I think, Cutthroat
I think
Island?
3. Cutthroat Island, I think, is Touchstone.
Oh, okay, never mind.
yeah.
But
That was Gina
that's
Davis and
technically,
Rennie Harlan,
it is
yeah.
an arm of Disney, so.
An arm of Disney.
No, it is. They opened up Touchstone as a way to release R-rated movies.
Yeah, because that's how they got Hoover and Roger Rabbit and such out.
So, 2023 was quite a year for major film blockbusters becoming major film flops. With that in mind, what is the biggest box office bomb of all time? Is it A, The Flash, B, Cutthroat Island, C, Strange World, D, John Carter, E, The Lone Ranger? Rob? Spencer? Rob, you are correct.
I am wrong. Huh?
If you want
yeah,
to
this was a tough one.
share with Spencer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was a tough one. I like that one. That was tough.
So, are you watching the Super Bowl, Scott?
I am, yes, and I was listening to the show, so I might have to one day throw in an Easter egg trivia question just to make that mailer happy.
Yeah, well, maybe. I don't know if that would make them happy or not, but and now I got to find Easter eggs in my trivia too.
Well,
right.
isn't technically trivia Easter eggs in and of itself? I mean,
Well, Kansas City has just taken the lead. It is now 13-10. Kansas City over the San Francisco 49ers. So you got your money on anybody? Not literally have your money on anybody, but are you just kind of just...
Didn't really care. Think I'm probably rooting for the 49ers, but, people online said that they're not scripted to win, so...
Have you been listening to the show? Because my idea of this is like, that is so dumb. How are they going to script out a game? And and like I said, what was it, 2 weeks ago? Mm-hmm. Who is actually, an organization has been around for almost 100 years with over hundreds of thousands of employees. No one has ever come out and said that they do any kind of scripting.
I saw this great
That's
meme.
what NDAs are for.
Yeah, I saw
Nobody cares about NDAs.
I saw this great meme actually. I don't know anything about Jason Aldean, but
I don't know who that is.
He's a country music singer.
Oh, okay.
But it said Jason Aldean makes music for people who think that the Super Bowl that the NFL is scripted, but the WWE is not.
Wow. Okay. I don't think people that watch the NFL generally watch wrestling, but okay. Anyway,
There's a large crossover.
I'm sure there's a big.
I
crossover.
remember hosting both Super Bowl parties and WWE pay-per-view event parties.
yeah, but do you think the NFL is scripted?
Do I?
Yeah.
I don't think that there's a script. Do
Okay,
I think
then.
that there's some nefarious players sometimes? Yes.
That's called headhunting, though, but that's kind of highly illegal. But anyway.
Well, no, because there's sometimes it's like, okay, that's just a little too close to some spreads. And
Well, yeah, because we haven't really run into the Pete Rose of the NFL now, have we?
No, I haven't. So.
Well, you can't when you got to have the teams that are playing are like 80 miles from the actual stadium.
Okay, so any news on when you might be having a show?
Not yet. Let's hope next show I'll have some news.
Okay, next show we'll have some news.
Yeah. I know.
Actually, I got to get with you because we got to talk a little bit because we've got I've got to be giving away some tickets here for at the end of the month, Thursday, February 29th, to be specific, is going to be the advanced screening of Dune 2. So, so I got to get with you on
Harder.
What?
Dune 2.
Dune
Is
Harder.
this
Dune
like
Harder.
the sequel to the Rock movie?
No, Dune. Dune.
Zendaya.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Timothée.
Not Doom. Dune.
With Timothée.
With who?
Timothée.
With Timothée Chalamet.
Oh, boy. What is wrong with you people?
A great multitude of things. Would you like it in alphabetical order or more
Neither.
chronological?
I'm excited for
Eric
that
has
movie,
the
so.
49ers Illuminati scripts.
Well, it is a
Okay.
very red Super Bowl.
Yeah, it is. It kind of messes with your eyes. It's like, why is my color off? Oh, that's just...
And they're two different color reds, too.
Yes.
So that's why.
That's why you think your color's off on your TV. All right, Scott. Well, thank you very much for that question. Again, it is 2023 was quite a year for major film blockbusters becoming major film flops. With that in mind, what is the biggest box office bomb of all time? A, The Flash. B, Cutthroat Island. C, Strange World. D, John Carter. E, The Lone Ranger. Call now if you'd like to give it a shot and try and win one of those two great prizes. It is 775-515-4141. That phone number is good from anywhere in the world, but those prizes are only for locals.
Yes.
So just bear that in mind. You'll get a non-prize if you try and guess it, like Eric probably did. Let me see if Eric did. He did not. Try and
not
guess
yet,
right.
huh?
No.
Well, it
Oh,
is a tough
no,
one.
he did.
Oh.
And Eric, you are correct.
Woohoo, go, Eric.
I think Eric, that's the first one Eric got right. No, he got the other one right that everybody else knew but me. I'll always remember that. Okay. Oh, hey, you remember the Garbage Pail Kids movie?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Did you actually watch it?
I think I watched like probably 30 minutes and then was like, no. So I have no idea how it is.
Well, what was your impression when you watched it? I mean, what
Well, you did only watch half hour of it, so I think that's a.
hey, it was past Tony's Paul Blart 10-minute rule, so.
It was a horrible movie. I don't know how else to say it. I mean, I also walked out on Howard the Duck too.
Oh well, yeah.
I liked Howard the Duck.
I loved Howard the Duck. I took
didn't.
my grandma to see that. Well, my grandma took us to see that.
I'm sure
she
Grandma
had
didn't
no
like
idea
it.
what it was about.
And I'm sure she
Yeah.
forgot about it as quickly as possible. So.
I'll never forget that.
Neither will Grandma. It's seared in her memory. So yeah, I just remember seeing the trailers of it. I don't think I actually ever watched that movie. So that's kind of what I was wondering if you had seen it.
As I said, I watched something like 30 minutes of it. I know the gist of it was something like there's a loser guy and the Garbage Pail Kids show up out of a magical trash can, and they try and help him win over his girlfriend.
Yep.
I think that's what it was kind of close to.
Yeah, that sounds like the trailer. Yeah.
It's pretty much every 80s movie with a loser guy. You know?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah,
And magical trash cans. That was a theme in the
And
80s
the
too.
magic of Hollywood, because it changes. It's not necessarily trash can. Sometimes
fair
it's
enough.
the mechanic that turns into the beautiful girl after she takes off, the coveralls.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
and
drops-
she lets down her
drops the
hair.
ponytail, yeah.
Got to do the slow motion little hair whip thing going on. All right, Scott. Well, thank you, sir. I'll let you get back to enjoying the game,
No problem.
if we can call it that.
Have a good night.
All right.
You
Have a
too.
good night.
All right, I closed out the wrong window, so I got to quickly reopen everything again. And
The wrong window.
what?
The rear window.
A rear window. I remember that movie.
That's a good movie.
yeah.
That's a Hitchcock movie, classic.
Or wasn't that? Didn't Johnny Depp star in something like that or something? Some weird.
No, that was Rear Window.
Yeah, same difference.
I don't know. His was weird. It was about he was in a car, it was.
Well, yeah, it was about somebody who was a super fan, a stalker that was stalking him because he did something wrong. But then it ended up that it was actually him and a multiple personality thing and blah 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 yada yada. Secret Window. That was it. Secret Window.
Yeah.
So, Godzilla debuted in the 1954 film, directed and co-written by Ishiro Honda, and has since appeared in 33 Japanese films produced by Toho, 5 American films, as well as video games, novels, comic books, and television shows. Godzilla has been dubbed the King of the Monsters, first used in the American localization Godzilla King of the Monsters of the original film. Godzilla is a prehistoric reptilian monster awakened and empowered after many, many years of nuclear radiation, conceived as a metaphor for nuclear weapons, and now getting a big radioactive Candlestone birthday cake from IDW Publishing, an anthology of new and beloved Godzilla creators telling tales that get to the heart of Godzilla's lasting popularity. Celebrating 70 years of Godzilla. Since 1954, Godzilla has been the king of the monsters. And what better way to celebrate than a gigantic anthology of tales that get to the heart of Godzilla's lasting popularity? Because we're repeating sentences.
That was a redundant.
That was the weirdest intonation you had on that. Like,
Well, it's like, did I not just read that?
redundant sentence is redundant.
From the American Old West to modern Tokyo and beyond. This collection features stories of Godzilla fighting with its allies like Mothra against old enemies like the terrible Mechagodzilla and reshaping the lives of all who fall in its path. 9 Titanic stories by first-time and beloved Godzilla creators. Godzilla's 70th anniversary will be released on the 8th of May in a comic book 100-page one-shot, and then as a hardcover for bookstores on the 22nd of October.
Oof.
What?
That one's going to be expensive.
Mm-hmm. And thick.
Yeah, but
I wonder, I want to see them in comparison, because I mean, because the type of quality of paper, the pictures, you know what I mean?
You mean between the novel and the comic book? That would be interesting. Actually,
Well, yeah, because they'll probably use a higher quality paper for the book. I would hope.
But they could slack on the ink.
Mm-hmm. That's
like
Jonathan Hickman is already doing a couple of versions of Doctor Doom over in his Ultimate books. Now he is taking to the future with Stanford Green for the final days of Victor Von Doom in Doom #1, a one-shot. This breathtaking one-shot from two of the industry's most mind-bending talents will showcase a universe-shattering battle between Doom and Galactus. A timeless testament to Doom's unmatched hubris, determination, and self-preservation, Doom #1 will encapsulate everything that makes Doom one of pop culture's greatest villains in one standalone saga, perfect for all fans. One standalone saga? It's one book.
Yeah, that's kind of a contradiction there.
Yeah. Witness Doom team up with one of the only people he respects, Valeria Richards, to save all that is and to try to attain a cosmic status that he's only ever dreamt of. In the near future, Doom alone must save the Marvel Universe. Witness Dr. Doom on a journey unlike any he has undertaken before. With Valeria Richards at his side, Doom goes on a quest to harness more power than any human has ever wielded before in order to try to stop Galactus from bringing about the death of the universe. Okay, I got questions. So Galactus has to eat planets to survive.
Yes,
so
right.
If he destroys the universe, isn't that technically destroying yourself? And if he's a cosmic entity, don't you think he'd had the brain power to figure that one out?
Well, actually, he actually was from a previous universe before the Big Bang.
That doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be in the next one after this.
Well, but I'm pretty sure that's probably what he's planning. Basically reboot, and get more snacks.
I was just gonna say, he's basically the cause of the Big Bang, Oh, I finished all the planets. Woohoo for me! Celebration! Oh, here! Oh, look! I just created a new universe.
He's not Pac-Man.
For me to gobble.
He's not gobbling out dots to get to the next level. It's
for him. It is.
Yeah, he is gobbling dots to get to the next level.
Doom #1 will be published on the 15th of May, 2024. Okay. And nope,
about 5 seconds.
Time. Yeah, 5 seconds ain't enough time to cover this. So we've already got the Sporkle Pub Quiz question for today. And to reiterate, if you'd like to try and get one of those two great prizes of either tickets, a pair of tickets actually, to Love Notes short film competition screening and award ceremony at the Brewery Arts Center in Carson City on Saturday, February 17th, or if you'd like to get a Valentine's Day gift package from Carson Valley Florists, which includes a box of roses and a necklace. These are two great prizes, and the question of the week is, 2023 was quite a year for major film blockbusters becoming major film flops. With that in mind, what is the biggest box office bomb of all time? A, The Flash, B, Cutthroat Island, C, Strange Worlds, D, John Carter, E, The Lone Ranger. 775-515-4141 is the number to call, and we'll be right back after this. Welcome back to the Pop Culture Kaboom, our radio show. Everything you want, everything you need in pop culture entertainment. And Scott says, in regards to the Deadpool Wolverine movie trailer that was released, he just wanted to say he's glad Deadpool didn't go back in time to save Shatterstar.
Nobody would go back in time to save Shatterstar.
No, hopefully not. But speaking of movies, since Deadpool and Wolverine did get released, it was kind of weird that they had that weird July 26th release date when I thought it was being moved to November. But anyway, if you wanted to go see it, the best place to see it around here is Galaxy Theaters in Carson City. And on the phone with us right now is Samuel from the Galaxy Theaters in Carson City. And how are you, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. So what is going on at Galaxy Theater? I know you were supposed to be on last week, but unfortunately the weather kind of didn't make that feasible. So we're kind of halfway through the month of February now. But what is on deck for the rest of the month?
Yeah, no problem. Well, I hope the weather is treating everybody a bit better this week. So this month coming up, we actually have Bob Marley releasing on the 14th on Valentine's Day, along with Madam Web. And then this coming Saturday, we have UFC 298, and we also have new episodes from season 4 for The Chosen that we're showing here in the theater.
Really? Huh, interesting. So it's showing. What
They
is
showed I think last week was episodes 1 through 3 or something.
But what is The Chosen usually on though?
AMC maybe.
Sounds
I don't
right.
know. Okay. Well, you guys know better than I because it doesn't sound like a show
I
I
want to
would
say
watch.
AMC. It's not something I watch. I just know about it because it's a big show among Christians.
Ah, okay. So that's going on. And what about the following week?
So the following week, we're going to be playing The Land of Bad, beginning Friday the 16th. And then up until our next new release, we're actually going to be showcasing a Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba event on Thursday the 22nd.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah. If I didn't have to be
And
somewhere else.
What's that event? Is it just the movie? Is there other things planned or?
So it's a world tour by the anime studio. I'm not too caught up on what it is exactly going to be showcasing, but it is going to be a snippet of some new content along with previous season's content too.
Oh, I love preview stuff like that. That's awesome.
I can't wait. I know that the news that we talked about, I think the new Demon Slayer movie that just came out, I think. So that'll be interesting. Are you guys going to be having that at the Galaxy Theaters here in Carson?
It's all up to the studios, but we're going to be hoping that we get our hands on that for sure.
Well, I'm going to find out a number to call for everyone to call and demand that they provide these movies for us here in Carson City. It's the state capital, for Pete's sake. Yeah. Okay. But I know that at the end of the month is going to be a big one because it's going to be the release of Dune Part 2. So on an advanced screening on the February 29th, correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, Dune Part 2. I'm just checking on my end. Yes, it's Thursday the 29th, and it's already looking like we're picking up on advanced sales for that. So that's going to be a really great movie for us.
Well, that means I got to get down there and get those tickets that I'm going to be giving away.
Yep.
So I'll be down there. What time do you guys close tonight?
We're going to be closed around 9:30 tonight, actually.
So you're gonna have to pedal to the metal.
No, I ain't going to make it
tomorrow.
I'll have to do it tomorrow. So I'll be down there tomorrow to pick up those tickets. Okay.
Hey, sounds good.
So, all right, sir. Well, hey, thank you for checking in. So if everybody caught that, this Saturday will be a UFC 293, right?
298.
298. So unclose.
Kind of. You had half of it.
Yeah, it was halfway there. Okay. You know what? I'm surprised that they're not doing any kind of like Super Bowl thing with showing the game on the screen. Is there any way to do like live TV like that, or does it have to be kind of pre-recorded?
So, it kind of depends. You bring up a good important question because you have me at a loss for words right now. If you were to host a private event and use the screen for something like that, you can, but without the official licensing and stuff like that, I couldn't really say.
Oh, yeah, okay, I see that.
So if I were to host a Super Bowl party at the theater, I would be able to show the Super Bowl? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know the specifics on that. Okay. I'm sorry. I would. Can you?
No. I was just curious
for this question.
No. I was just trying to clarify what you were saying. So that's why. So okay.
So it's kind of an unknown factor there with if that can or cannot be done. Well, that's fine.
So people, if you want to, make sure you ask months in advance next year.
Mm-hmm. So that they can. Yeah. And so next time it's 58-9. So I'd probably wait until like Super Bowl 60.
Sure,
but that's me.
It depends on your team, though. That's the thing,
Oh, then I'll never be watching a Super Bowl.
That's how people. I know that's how.
My team will never make it while I'm alive.
My parents went down as soon as the Giants went into the Super Bowl. My parents were like, "We're going to the Super Bowl." I'm like, "Okay, I didn't even know you had that kind of money." All right,
we didn't. We spent a third mortgage on the house. That's what. But are you watching the game at all, Samuel?
Yeah, I am actually. I just had it on.
Then it's now 16-13. San Francisco is winning again over the
it's back
Kansas
and forth.
City
We got
Chiefs.
drama
Are
going
we still in
now.
the third quarter or fourth?
It is now 8 minutes and 40 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Ah,
So it's getting close.
yep,
It's almost over with.
yep. What's the spread?
3 hours later. What's the spread? I have no idea. Too late to go and check that out anyway. Oh, so Samuel, you want to take a stab at the trivia question tonight?
Sure. What is it?
Okay. 2023 was quite a year for major film blockbusters becoming major film flops. With that in mind, what is the biggest box office bomb of all time? Is it A, The Flash, B, Cutthroat Island, C, Strange World, D, John Carter, or E, The Lone Ranger?
You know what? I haven't heard of Cutthroat or the last one, but I'm going to say Strange World.
You haven't heard of The Lone Ranger with Johnny Depp and Armie Hammer?
I didn't see that one. Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
Not
Not a lot of people did.
Not a lot of people did.
Okay, so you're going with C, Strange World. I will text you the actual answer.
Okay.
I'll let you know if you won
right
or
or not.
not.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, all right, sir. Well, thank you very much, and thank you for the update for Galaxy Theaters. And if you're there tomorrow night, I will see you when I come down to pick up those tickets.
Absolutely. We'll see you soon.
All right, take care, and thank you, and everybody. That is Samuel from Galaxy Theaters here in Carson City. Very nice gentleman, and definitely go and check out everything that Galaxy Theaters is doing. If you need a private space, then and you want to rent out one of the theaters, give them a call.
Yeah,
All right.
They have ones with very comfortable seats.
Oh yeah, the reclining ones and everything. Those
Well,
are.
I know you can have private showings of movies, so
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have
you
a
know
list
what?
of a lot of movies you can pick from, too.
I'm going to see about this about when I'm there tomorrow about maybe doing a private screening of Deadpool and Wolverine. I'll have to look into that. So, all right.
yeah, I don't know the cost on like new movies.
Me neither, and it might depend on a lot of different factors. So that's why I'm going to have to look into
That's
it.
why you got to go ask.
Yeah.
You got to find the info.
So, Spawn number 350 was meant to come out in January, but you know how things go. Bleeding Cool broke the story that the subsequent issues of Todd McFarlane's Spawn, King Spawn, Gunslinger Spawn, and The Scorched would be jumping forward 6 months. Although that was meant to be this month, Spawn number 350 is now scheduled for the 21st of February, with the subsequent issues shifted into March. This month marks a pivotal moment in the history of Todd McFarlane's Spawn. The monumental issue number 350 promises an unprecedented shift and new direction for the acclaimed Spawn series, initiating not only a new era for Spawn, but also sending shockwaves through the rest of the Spawn universe of titles. In Spawn number 350, after a 250-issue vacancy, a new ruler will sit on the throne of hell. And this monumentous reveal will affect the direction of the main Spawn series storyline, as well as radically change trajectory of its monthly companion series, King Spawn Scorched and Gunslinger. This line-wide new direction makes February the perfect time for new readers to get on board with the Spawn universe.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that that's been around for 350 issues worth.
Yeah.
I remember when Spawn number 1 first came out.
Yeah,
I'm
same.
surprised it's at 350. It should have been more, quite honestly.
Well, that's what I think.
With
That's
all
what
the
I believe.
delays and images not always
Image
been
was
the most...
Image was terrible about that at first. Yeah,
and apparently there was delays with this, too. So that's why it took so long for 350 to come out.
Is he still with Image?
Yeah. Okay. And Spawn is still under the Image imprint. Perfect time for new readers to get on board with Spawn Universe. In light of this massive narrative change, Spawn number 350, along with King Spawn number 31, Gunslinger number 29, and The Scorched number 27 all serve as ideal jumping on points for both seasoned Spawn fans and newcomers alike, and will offer compelling introductions to the Spawn universe. The events of Spawn number 350 will change the status quo for these titles forever, and readers will want to see the fallout. As the repercussions of the events unfolding in Spawn number 350 echo throughout the Spawn universe, they will impact the fate of every character. Kind of said the same thing earlier in the article, just kind of reworded it. But anyway.
Yeah, like AI articles tend to do that.
The balance of power will undergo a dramatic shift. Characters both past and present will find themselves at the forefront of this ever-evolving storyline, reshaping the power rankings within the Spawn universe, continuing to showcase their creative ingenuity. Spawn and Gunslinger are set to undergo artistic transformations too, as esteemed artists Brett Booth and Carlo Barberi exchange artistic roles, bringing fresh perspectives to both titles, beginning with Spawn number 351 and Gunslinger number 29. These titles will showcase their new direction with a bold cover banner atop the title's logo, and future issues of The Scorched and King Spawn will also don the same call-out banner. Fans will soon bear witness to their beloved characters' struggles with the consequences of losing the powers once bestowed upon them from heaven or hell, while also adapting to their newfound roles and identities. It will affect everyone.
Did you catch that? It's going to affect everyone.
Yep. Uh-oh. 5 minutes and 46 seconds left in the game, and it is now tied 16-16.
Ooh.
And which plays into...
Overtime? Wait, is there a bet on overtime?
You know, I was hoping for like a triple overtime, quite honestly.
Oof.
But I'm an evil guy like that. Anyway,
Evil.
I am. From the comic books being released on Valentine's Day, February 14th, at least here, I highlight the number one issues and or major story or anniversary issues that are being released, because those are the ones that have the most value interest to collectors and investors. Don't base your buying decisions solely on my opinion. It, after all, is only my opinion. To keep the list to a minimum, I do not include in it trade paperbacks, graphic novel collections, hardcover, softcover volumes, or reprints. If you are an independent comic book company or creator and have something coming out, please let me know by sending me an email at popculturekaboom@gmail.com. Put upcoming comics in the subject line and include in the body of the email the publisher's name, the title of the book or books, when they will be coming out, and their issue number, so I can add the book or books in the future. First up, American Mythology Productions has Valentine Bluffs Massacre #1 with a wallet-busting 7 cover variants. Antarctic Press has Jungle Comics number 25 with 2 cover variants. Boom Studio has Displaced #1 of 5 with a wallet-busting 5 cover variants. Comics Experience Publishing has Super Scouts #1 of 2 with a wallet-busting 6 cover variants. Tuskers #1 of 3 with 3 cover variants. Critical Entertainment. I'm glad to see Critical Entertainment being listed in Diamond, actually, because I had them on the show numerous times talking about their Critical Entertainment, talking about their comic books.
Awesome.
And some of the ones that we actually talked about. Lifeboat #1, Planetary Expansion #1 of 8, and Cowboy with Many Hats are both coming out from Critical Entertainment.
With many hats. I like that.
Dark Horse Comics has Blue Book 1947 #1 of 5 with a wallet-busting 8 cover variants. If you find this, I'm Already Dead #1 of 3 with 2 cover variants. Okay. DC Comics has Red Hood the Hill #1 of 6 with 2 cover variants. Sinister Sons #1 of 6 with 6 cover variants. Dynamite Entertainment. Okay, pull out your guessing caps now. Sweetie Candy Vigilante, Volume 2, #1. Rob, your guess.
Sweetie Candy Vigilante. I love that rhyming name. 16.
Ooh. Spencer?
I'm going to go with 14.
Ooh.
It's 15.
It's 15. A bank busting 15 cover variants. I can't believe you guys are like, boom, boom, before and after. And also from Dynamite Entertainment, Vampirilla #666. Mm-hmm. Take a stab at how many cover variants for that one.
I wouldn't put it past Dynamite to do 666 variant covers.
I'm going to go with 21.
Spencer?
Just for the numerology of it, I'll go try 13.
Wow. Rob, you were the closest. A bank-busting 19 cover variants.
Oh, wow.
That was my actual
so much
first
for my
guess.
numerology
I was like 19.
thing.
No, it's Vampirilla. Okay.
Oh, you guys are getting good at guessing know what they're doing. Okay. Image Comics has Cabinet #1 of 5 with 4 cover variants. I'm not kidding. It is called Cabinet.
As opposed to chair.
Yeah. The sequel is going to be
Armoire.
Yeah, exactly. Creep Show, Joe Hill's Wolverton Station #1 one-shot with 3 cover variants. Dutch #1 of 3 with 3 cover variants. Infernals #1 with a wallet-busting 5 cover variants. Keen Spot Entertainment has Biden's Titans versus AOC #1 with an...
I'm sorry, what?
Biden's Titans versus AOC.
#1 with a wallet-busting 7 cover variants.
Interesting.
I'm thinking 3 on Biden's team and 3 on AOC's team.
No,
and
it's
then,
the whole
like,
team against... Actually, I had to read
No, I'm talking about the
write-up for
cover
it.
variants. You know,
Oh,
like-
okay, yeah, okay.
And then like one with them all, you know.
Wow, and you should see those covers. Boy, I tell you. Anyway, that
Is it
music
the
at me
squad?
is the top of the hour. If you missed any part of the show, you can catch it in replay, kind of, with Pop Culture Kaboom's podcast, brought to you by 97 and Now Productions. You can check it out on your favorite podcast platform. We'll be right back with more Pop Culture Kaboom radio show right after this, so don't go anywhere. Welcome to Pop Culture Kaboom's radio show. Spencer Stoner,
That's me.
Rob Knoll,
Hello, hello, hello.
and I, your not so humble host, Jimmy Jones. And we are here to talk about the 7 pillars of pop culture entertainment. And let's get right into it. If you love the music of Marvel Studios' full Infinity Saga, you may want to mark your calendars for later this year. The entertainment powerhouse has just announced a 2-night live concert experience at the historic Hollywood Bowl in Los Angeles, California. The scores and recognizable character themes from across all the Avengers films, team-ups, and spin-offs will be performed live by the Los Angeles Philharmonic, conducted by Gustavo Dudamel, August 30th and 31st. You may think you've seen these stories before, but never like this. The event's description reads, "Join the Los Angeles Philharmonica as we embark together on a live concert and cinematic journey through the Marvel Infinity Saga, beginning with the Tesseract being hidden on Earth by the Asgardians, all the way to Tony's ultimate sacrifice from an all-new perspective. Tickets are on sale now via the Hollywood Bowl website." Yes, Spencer?
Well, no, I just
It sounds like fun.
Yeah, it sounds like it would be a lot of fun, but twist my arm. I could not think of anything outside the Avengers theme that was really memorable to me right off the top of my head.
Captain America.
Oh no, they're all really good, but and even then the Avengers theme, I only think of it after once it hits the bridge. Yeah. But
I don't think I'd be able to recognize any of the songs.
Alan
off the top of
Silvestri
my
did a
head.
good job, but it's not like with the Superman theme or Danny Elfman's Batman theme. There's not one that really just jumps out at you.
I don't know. When I hear him, I usually can recognize him.
Well, I can, but it's just the zeitgeist thing, I guess I'm trying to describe.
Okay, Rob, Spencer, Eric from Whittier, California would like to know if either of you have seen the new Halo TV series.
Yes.
And no.
Are you on season 2?
Yeah, I'm on season 2.
And how's it?
Season 2's much better than season 1.
Yeah, I heard season 1 was kind of crap.
Yeah. Well, they did some things that's not part of Halo, but I really like the direction they're taking with season 2 so far. So.
Yeah, when they said that they weren't going to be using the video game as source material, it's like, then why are you making the darn show?
I know.
So I decided not to watch it.
Yeah, it's kind of dumb to make a movie about a video game and not reference the video game really, except for kind of
it's like
loosely.
It's like just make up something new and call it something different. Because if you're telling us that, you're basically just telling us, yeah, we just want people to get it because of the name.
Like that reboot of what was that? Total Recall.
Yeah.
I should have just named that a different movie altogether.
It's like
I'm serious.
It actually stuck closer to the book than the first movie did.
Yeah,
it's like,
well,
I'm sure it's a good show. And all
Running
that.
Man. Have you actually read the short story of Running
Yes.
Man?
Oh, I love how the original. I love how the book, The Running Man, ends, and unfortunately, I can't describe it on radio.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, nothing like the actual movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I can tell you that.
No, but I do love the movie with Schwarzenegger.
Okay, so it's Crystal from Topaz. She ended up at another theater and had the popcorn. It was so bad. I look forward to my next time at Galaxy with the best popcorn ever.
Yeah,
I had a D for part.
Yeah, but they have really good popcorn there.
The book. Okay. Thanks, Eric. Oh, no.
19 to 16.
19 to 16 with 1 minute and 53 seconds left.
Yep. Oh, is
It's
it 20
coming down
16?
to the wire.
Can they pull it off, ladies and gentlemen?
Who?
Nope. Whoever's behind.
Because now the Kansas City Chiefs, so they got 1 minute and 53 seconds,
It's been done before.
and they have the ball.
Yep.
All they have to do is score a touchdown.
Yeah. Like I said, it's been done before.
Or
Or-
kick a
or
field
if-
goal
or
and
if they
go into
kick a field goal, it's
overtime.
overtime.
Let's
Yeah.
go with the overtime. The Television Academy knows we enjoyed the Emmy Awards so much that they're throwing another ceremony later this year.
Now, Jimmy, that was probably your best joke yet.
Okay. That's not really the reason. But we learned that the 76th Emmy Awards will be hitting screens on Sunday, September 15th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time on ABC. Streaming the following day on Hulu. The show's host and producers were not announced, and the dates for the Creative Arts Emmys weren't confirmed. Well, then what are you talking about here? Possibly September 7th and 8th, based on previous calendars. This fall's broadcast will mark the first time that ABC has been the home of the award show since the Jimmy Kimmel hosted virtual ceremony in 2020, a result of the COVID pandemic. The 76th edition of the... How can it go from 70 to 76 that quickly in 3 years? I never mind.
I think you're adding.
I am.
Did you math wrong?
I am totally mathing wrong there.
Yeah.
I mistook 2020 for 70 for some reason. The annual award ceremony comes 8 months after the Television Academy held its WGA and SAG-AFTRA strike delayed ceremony, taking place in January of this year. Now, here's a rundown of the awards submissions calendar, which is the first time I've been able to get my hands on this. So February 29th, open for submissions. April 9th is the deadline to apply for membership to guarantee voting eligibility for both rounds of the 75th Emmy competition and to secure member entry fee discount. Applications must be completed and paid for by this date. Deadline for current voting members to apply for hyphen voting status and for associate members to apply to switch to active voting membership. April 26th, entry deadline for Engineering, Science, and Technology Emmy Awards. May 8th is the deadline for lapsed members to apply to reinstate their membership to guarantee voting eligibility for both rounds of the 75th and why is it saying 75th when it was saying 76th edition earlier? That's where I get confused. And to secure member entry fee discount, applications must be completed and paid for by this date. May 9th, entry deadline for programs that identify as primetime programming by virtue of genre and were originally presented June 1st, 2023 through May 31st of 2024. June 13th, nominees round of voting begins. June 24th, 10 p.m. Pacific Time, nominations round voting ends. June 28th through July 8th, voting for peer group specific top 10 round panels if applicable. July 17th, nominations announced. July 24th, deadline for errors and omissions to the nominations. Week of August 5th, final round videos available for viewing. August 15th, final round voting begins. August 26th at 10 p.m. Pacific Time as the final round voting ends. September to be announced date for the Creative Arts Emmy Awards and Governor's Gala. And September 15th is the 76th Emmy Awards, ABC Telecast and Governor's Gala. Just so you know, if you wanted to be a voting member of, the Emmy Award and Emmy Academy or television, whatever.
You're going to be part of SAG for that. So.
Well, never mind. So, 40 seconds left, and it is still 19-16.
Yep.
But Kansas City still has the ball.
Yep.
And let me see if I can get my screen to refresh here so I can find out what.
First and 10.
First and 10 where?
They're
on the field.
No, really? I am passing
so
complete.
helpful.
Timeout has been called.
Yes.
Okay, so let me see. They are 2nd and 2 at the San Francisco 43. So they are in field goal range.
Ooh.
So
Yeah.
with 39 seconds left.
And Rob has a feed up where we're seeing the kicker warming up. So,
Really?
Yeah.
Is he doing like the ballet, like
Yeah, they're normal. Yeah,
foot up by his
Doing
face?
the can.
All right, what's
they're
Prince?
they're 20 seconds of fame that they get.
21 seconds, and there was a no-huddle shotgun passing, complaining what's going on now.
Yeah, where
I just ran a play.
where the kicker becomes the goat or a goat.
Yeah, that's a long walk home from to Kansas City from Las Vegas, I can tell you that.
Yes.
Organizers behind the Game Developers Choice Awards have revealed the recipients of their special awards for the 2024 ceremony. The event will honor composer Yoko Shimomura with this year's Lifetime Achievement Award. Are you shaking your head at me or the game?
The game.
Okay. Just had to clarify there.
Yeah, no, sorry.
For her work over the decades making memorable... I can't believe you messed that up again. Memorable music, while Fawzi, F-A-W-Z-I, Fawzi,
Yeah,
Fawzi,
Fawzi. Yeah, like Fawzi Bear.
Mesmar will receive the Ambassador Award, which is awarded to individuals who elevate video games and the industry as a whole to a better place. Game Developers Choice Awards Lifetime Achievement Award honoree Yoko Shimomura is a respected Japanese composer and pianist who has delighted players across the world thanks to her work on many iconic game soundtracks. Yoko began her... I'm glad you just cut it out, her last name there. Thank you. Yoko began her career at Capcom in 1988, where she worked on the music for titles including Street Fighter II, Final Fight, and The King of Dragons. In 1993, she joined Square and now Square Enix, where she composed the soundtracks for games such as Live, the Kingdom Hearts series, Final Fantasy XV, Super Mario RPG, and Legends of Man. Yoko later departed from Square Enix and founded her own music production company called Midiplex, where she still works to this day, and she also serves as a member of the music label Brave Wave Productions. Fawzi Mesmar, recipient of this year's Ambassador Award, is an award-winning creative director, game designer, author, public speaker, and mentor. 10 seconds, still 16-19, and we're second
down.
and 7 at the San Francisco 33.
Player down, San Francisco player down.
That's called a stall tactic, so that they can catch their breath. I've been watching way too much football over my life. But anyway, mentor whose career has spanned over 2 decades in the games industry. Fawzi's career has taken him to the Middle East, New Zealand, Japan, and Europe, where he worked for several notable game companies such as Ubisoft, EA, King, Activision Blizzard, Gameloft, and Atlus. And he has worked for over 20 titles and had a hand in developing well-known franchises such as The Battlefield, Candy Crush, Mario Rabbids,
Yeah, the rabbits.
Yeah.
Star Wars, and Persona series. Fawzi is also the author of the first ever textbook about game design in Arabic, Al-Kalab on the Art of Game Design, and has co-authored 9 comic books under the Men of Honor series. In recent years, Fawzi won the Game Dev Heroes Award in 2020 within the game design category, and in the same year was named one of the industry's top 100 game changers. Both will receive their honors on March 20th. And it is now 19:19 with 3 seconds left.
It's overtime.
Overtime. Okay.
Whoever bet on that's going to be making a lot of money.
6 seconds left, and they just missed the pass in the end zone.
Who did?
Kelsey.
Oh.
I think they get the field goal or whatever, though.
Yeah, they got a field goal, according to them.
So your feed might be a little bit behind what he's getting and there.
Yeah, it could be. It could be a delay on the...
I'm watching it live on...
Okay, I got 19:19 with 3 seconds left. What do you got?
19:16, 6 seconds left.
Okay, yeah, you're on a delay.
Yeah.
But still, it's
I got the real time. Yes, yeah. Unless that run back is something
What I say,
spectacular.
wasn't there a bet about overtime?
I don't know.
I'm sure there
probably
was.
Yeah.
And whoever betted on overtime is going to be making a lot of money.
Yeah, the refs.
Oh, dang.
Well, sheath the claws there, Rob.
All right, I'm going to jump ahead to this one because this one's going to be interesting because EA Sports has joined dozens of companies and internet parties in guessing who will win the Super Bowl, as they have used Madden NFL 24 to make the prediction. It only makes sense, right? They literally have an NFL-branded game that could be set up for a CPU versus CPU game in what should be a pretty good simulator. The game has predicted a close-scoring game. But we know from previous experience that games cannot replicate passion, desire, and the will to want it more than the other guy. Well, how accurate was it? The game predicted Kansas City over San Francisco with a final of 30-28. So they might have been off
no
on
overtime.
the score. Well, I don't know. They didn't say.
Oh.
But it did say that, it's going to be a close game, and somehow Kansas City's going to pull ahead. So it could go into overtime, but they changed the NFL rules now. So if they go into overtime and...
Yeah, I think it's whoever scores first now, isn't it?
If whoever scores a touchdown first wins.
Oh, yeah.
But if whoever gets the ball first goes down and kicks a field goal, the other team can go down and either get a touchdown or kick a field goal. And it can go. And then after that, whoever scores next wins.
Okay.
So, yep, it is now into overtime. So we'll see how this game turns out, because currently it is 19-19, Kansas City and San Francisco.
I just hope this means I have extra snacks when I get home from my wife making Super Bowl snacks.
Well, if she made enough to last until the end of the game, they should be out.
Yeah, that's why I'm hoping that she makes extra now.
Got to make extra for the overtime.
Indeed.
All right. So Piazzo has held a special Pathfinder live stream going over 2 new books coming to the Lost Omens Tenzai campaign with the World Guide and the Character Guide. Senior designer James Case and senior developer Eleanor Farron shared the stream with freelance contributors Brady Wang, Hiromi Kota, and Jeremy Blum to discuss everything inside the books without getting too on the spoiler side of things, as the first will help you craft a world for your campaign, while the other will help you build a character that fits into the setting. Pathfinder Lost Omens 10Z World Guide. Dragons once served as the stewards to this land, commanded by heavenly decree.
New overtime rules.
New overtime rules?
Yeah, it changed
Yeah.
the screen
It
now.
changed right when
sorry.
you showed it to me.
They just posted that there's a whole new overtime rules. This is the first game with the new overtime rules.
Yep,
They
for
do
Super Bowl.
they're doing another coin toss.
Yeah, and whoever gets the ball, if they
Yep,
go down and they
it's
score a
first
field
possession.
goal.
Yeah, it's first possession. It's all based on possession of the ball. It's like
What?
weird. Yeah, first team gets possession, and the second team gets an opportunity for possession as well.
Yeah, if it's a
Like-
field goal that's scored and not a touchdown. If
No,
they-
it doesn't say anything about scoring, just about possession.
Oh, I betcha. Well, unless it's completely different for the Super Bowl, who knows? They just want to keep the game going. I'll have to finish that article at some other point in time, because right now it is time for movies with Mr. Tony Sanfilippo on the other side of this break. And maybe we'll have the finality to the Super Bowl. Maybe not. We'll find out. Maybe it'll happen during the movies. We'll have to wait and see. And we still got our big interview with El Chupacabra, the World Wild West Championship Wrestling Champion. Will be here via phone to talk to us about his career, about the upcoming WWCW wrestling event, Heartbreak Saloon, happening on Saturday, January 17th. So don't go February 17th. So don't go anywhere. More Pop Culture Boom's radio show right after this. Welcome back to the Pop Culture Kaboom radio show. Everything you want, everything you need in pop culture entertainment. Each week, the film powers that be release dozens of movies, some of which you will never hear about except here. Each week's upcoming releases are carefully picked over from Rotten Tomatoes, and up to 5 films are selected from genres that I would watch, and those genres are action, adventure, horror, science fiction, anime, or fantasy, and that's pretty much it. With that in mind, we sit through some of the most hideous trailers ever made, and we'll read you the synopsis of each film, then give you our not-so-humble opinions. Bear in mind, Rob Spencer and I are not professional movie critics. We're just overly opinionated blowhards, but Mr. Tony Sanfilippo, Filippo's Horrible Review, is also a life football fan, and he's probably watching the Super Bowl right now. Right? Tony?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I had it
He's
on
too
mute,
focused
so-
on the game, actually.
Yeah, yeah, it's in overtime. I was thinking it was going to be over right before, but it is still on.
Yeah. This is the first time I can remember a Super Bowl going into overtime.
I don't recall one going in overtime recently. Playoffs for sure, but not Super Bowl.
Playoffs?
Yeah, playoffs.
Playoffs?
Yeah, so both teams get a chance to possess the ball no matter what happens.
Oh,
It's not sudden death.
Well, yeah,
No,
but-
it's not.
Yeah,
It might be slightly changed for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think
it's
so.
it's the new rule for the postseason.
Bizarre.
Now you get to see it in action.
Bizarre.
Yeah, it's 15 minutes. They only get 3 timeouts or something.
Yep. But what if they're still tied after that 15 minutes?
So there will be a 2-minute intermission between each overtime period if it's tied again. There will not be a halftime intermission after the second period. The captain who lost the first overtime coin toss will either choose to possess the ball or select which goal his team will defend, unless the team that won the coin toss deferred that choice.
It's in a dome.
Each team will have an opportunity to possess the ball in overtime. Each team gets 3 timeouts during a half. The same timing rules that apply at the end of the second and fourth regulation periods also apply at the end of the second or fourth overtime.
Holy crap! That is that's way too deep in the weeds.
Anyway, so
Wow.
movies.
That is a lot.
All right, so movies with Mr. Tony Sanfilippo of Filippo's Horrible Reviews. You can catch all us Filippo's horrible reviews of concerts, television shows, and movies at Filippo's Horrible Reviews. Here on the Pop Culture Booms radio show, we do utilize a carefully crafted and patented movie rating system, which goes as follows. If it is worth seeing in a theater at full price, it is a good, not a great. That is to be determined by you if you choose to see it in a theater. If it is worth seeing it in a theater as a matinee or in your town's cheap theater, it is a so-so. If it is worth seeing it as a streaming service or as a rental or however you choose to watch a film while avoiding social interaction, it is a blah. And if it is deemed so awful you should wait for it to be on public television, it is considered a touch brown. And we got, for the week of February 12th through February 18th, we got 5 movies for you. 5. And so let me throw the first one out there, or under the bus, whichever way you want to view it. And let's start with Lights Out. And,
Not to be
Lights
confused
Out.
with the previous Lights Out.
or the one before that, Lights Out, either. So this is a new version of a film called Lights Out. And in this Lights Out, a homeless veteran, Michael Duffy Duffield, makes a talkative ex-con, meets a talkative ex-con, Max Boomer, who notices Duffy's skill after he gets into a bar fight and offers him a well-paying job competing in underground fight clubs. The pair form an unlikely partnership after their first fight and decide to travel to L.A. so Duffy can atone for his past and Max can pay back to a crime boss. Sage Parker, Duffy enters... Oh, Sage Parker. Crime boss, Sage
crime
Parker.
boss, yeah.
Duffy enters Sage's fight club and eventually wins, but it also gets him tied up in the crime world and offered jobs he can't refuse, including one with Sage's partner and police officer Ellen Ridgway. The deeper Duffy goes in this world, the more deadly it gets. Anyway, nothing says cheesy like an opening sequence where the main protagonist is standing and posing like a model in an active war zone. Frank Anger Issues Gorillo fights Fight Club to deal with whatever issues he is having that he wouldn't go to see a VA psychotherapist for. But anyway, then comes the subplot of corrupt cops who he somehow kills one, I guess, but they don't say why or how. And suddenly he's more connected to arms average citizens can't get than the Punisher. Although this is an action movie, it seems really boring, and I'm not sure if it's the script, the direction, or that Frank Gorillo can't carry a film as a lead. It might be interesting if it had nothing else to watch, so believe it or not, I'm still going to give it a blah. Tony, what say you?
Oh, former military soldier joins the underground fight club. This leads to corrupt cops and tons of gunfire and lots of violence. It stars Crossbones Frank Grillo, and he must bring down the kingpin, presumably the chief of police, played by Dermot Mulroney. It looks like bad guys doing bad things, lots of fights, and there's a lot of just gunfire and stuff. But you know what? Compared to what we've been seeing a lot, I'm actually with you on this one too, Jimmy. I might give it a blah.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Is this the first blah of the year?
So far,
Second
second for Tony.
Blah of the year. Okay.
Yeah.
He made it all the way to February.
Because you have had a long
Yep.
ground streak.
Yeah, it's been a long time, man. I'll give this one a blah.
All right, Spencer, what say you?
Well, I actually do I really like Frank Grillo as Crossbones. Because even to this day, Captain America: Winter Soldier is still my favorite Marvel movie, and he was a big part of that. Actually, he had a lot of charm. So I hope this is better than the trailer makes it look, because I really want him to have a good career. I do have to say, though, when I was reading the synopsis here and it said he met a talkative ex-con Max Bomer, I was actually kind of hoping that they were meaning the actor Matt Bomer.
That's what I thought at first.
Yeah, because I really liked White Collar and I liked him in it, so I was like, oh, another good actor. But no, so that disappointed me. But I like well done fight scenes, even if they are like street level, not like super choreographed like Marvel movies and stuff. So I'll go there for the action. I am, if I were a betting man, which I'm not, but if I were, I would bet that this is a turn your brain off and watch things explode movie. So I will give. So I won't go out of my way to find it, but I will watch it at home with a firm blah.
Okay, Rob, what say you?
Oh, we got The Punisher as The Punisher 2, 3, or wait, no. Sorry, wrong movie. But no, it's very similar, actually. I like Frank Grillo as the Punisher, so I am happy to see him, actually. But I'm kind of worried about him getting typecast as this type of role. He wasn't
the Punisher, but he does have that air to him.
In the Marvel TV series?
No, that wasn't Frank Grillo.
No, that was what's his name, who was in Walking Dead.
Bernthal.
Oh, that's right, John Bernthal. Yes, that's right. Wrong person, wrong movie. Okay, all right. But I still like Frank Grillo.
Never mind.
Yeah. I was thinking more Jamie King because I like her.
Maybe because the access to all of the weaponry he had just reminded you of the Punisher, like it did me.
Yeah,
I know,
it did
exactly.
feel very much like a Punisher movie.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's why I was like, okay. Yeah, no. It has Jamie King. I like Jamie King. It's going to be a blah for me because
wow,
I don't see myself going out.
I can't remember the last time all of us came up with a blah for a movie. So, all right.
Yeah, usually one of us is either very forgiving or very not forgiving.
It's just,
usually I'm very
it's like Frank Grillo has like Jason Statham movies. They're going to be turn your brain off and you don't have to worry.
All right, Tony, what is next?
All right, the next one is going to be Monolith. Is that how you say it? Monolith?
Yes.
Monolith.
Okay, well, Monolith. While trying to salvage her career, a disgraced journalist begins investigating a strange conspiracy theory. But as the trail leads uncomfortably close to home, she is left to grapple with the lies at the heart of her own story. All right. A mystery brick causes a podcaster to go down a rabbit hole of visions and the effects because the brick showed up in her house. Now, I do like the build-up of the trailer. I like the weird music in it. It kind of does this slow build, which I thought was pretty cool. It reminds me kind of of that movie Smile, where it just focused on the one lady until I actually saw the movie, and then I was like, it's not as good as it looked. And while some parts of it looks a little intriguing, I have a feeling this movie is going to be just around this one person in this brick, and the whole fact of it that she's crazy, and everyone's going to think she's crazy. So it's not enough to pull me in, so I have to go with my first touch brown of the night. So touch brown.
Okay. I don't think the person who wrote that synopsis got the right movie script because that trailer is nothing like it. Watching the trailer, I am subjected to someone who, with obviously rich parents who let downtrodden daughters stay at their summer home or wherever while she continues to bolster her podcast. Things get weirder and weirder as she tries to piece together an invasion of the body snatchers through bricks type of scenario or something. Did I miss anything? No. Well, then I would definitely have to be in a mood for this odd entry into overly cerebral science fiction. But I'm going to give it a blah anyway. Rob, what say you?
All right. Well, it itself told us that it was a low sci-fi, which means that it's going to be a slow burn. And that the sci-fi is going to be very low, like it's like minimal, like. So, it just seems like it's going to be another one of those that like I fall asleep and then I wake up and I thought I was in the same part again, but I know I fell asleep. So it's going to be probably it'll end up on like one of those streaming services, and my wife will turn it on and I'll end up having to watch it. So
again,
yeah. So it'll be like blah.
Okay.
Me. I'm not going to go out and watch it, but I'm sure it'll end up on my TV.
Spencer?
Well, it's kind of weird. Lo-fi sci-fi basically just means sci-fi without the special effects.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I call it. It's the slow burn sci-fi.
Breaking news: San Francisco just scored. It is 22-19.
All right, so we'll see how that goes. Let's see, because now Kansas City has their chance to answer in theory.
I think so. So yeah.
All right, but it's weird when you see a trailer that has reviews in it. Because it's like, you're already getting people's opinions, and this is supposed to make you want to see it.
It's because they show them at the festivals.
Yeah,
so
the
festival crowd. And if you think about it, like Blair Witch came from the festival crowd.
That's true. I actually did enjoy the first part.
I think they're the ones who started that whole let's throw all these things in there so that it went to SFXS or whatever that stupid one in Austin is.
S by SXSW.
Yeah, whatever.
South by Southwest. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's certain people are like, ooh, because it used to be Aspen. You used to dream to have your movie show up in Aspen, and now it's not. Now you want to show up at the one in Austin.
Yeah, but I have no problem with lo-fi sci-fi as it described it, and it sounds like it could be interesting, but with that woman as a single voice on a podcast really kind of proves why having multiple hosts makes it more interesting.
Sometimes it does.
Was it a podcast? I thought she was a writer.
Well, she was, but then she also had a podcast going.
Okay, I thought she was trying to write her new story.
I don't know what the hell she was doing.
I don't know. It was very,
it was a little unclear.
Like I said, it was very boring. I thought I fell asleep during it. So
I'm probably with Rob that. If it's put on, it's probably going to be because my wife wants to see it, and I'll probably fall asleep and go, "Oh, what did I miss? Oh, she was just talking for 20 minutes to the rock inside her head."
Right.
So it's like, oh, okay. But I have this little inkling of hope, so I am going to go with blah on this.
Okay. All right, up next is Land of Bad, starring Russell Crowe and Liam Hemsworth. A covert special web forces operation in the South Philippines spirals into a brutal 48-hour battle for survival when an elite extraction team is ambushed deep in enemy territory. Rookie officer Kenny is left outnumbered but determined to leave no man behind. With an airstrike coming in, Kenny's only hope hinges on the guidance of Air Force drone pilot Reaper, navigating unknowable danger where every move could be their last. Dun, dun, dun. Oh. And again, we are subjected to a movie that is really a remake of sorts of a better movie. What movie is it this time? How about Behind Enemy Lines with Owen Wilson and Gene Hackman? Remember that one?
I do.
Okay, that's basically what this is. With that in mind, while watching the trailer, I couldn't help but think, what a waste of good actors in Russell Crowe and the two other Hemsworth brothers. Still looks entertaining enough, just not enough to see it in the theater. So I'm going to give it a blah. Tony, what say you?
Jimmy, you're going to love my synopsis I gave it. Are you ready?
Okay, awesome.
This looks similar to Gene Hackman and Owen Wilson's movie Behind Enemy Lines. I love when we think alike. Except this takes place in Vietnam, and I believe it stars Russell Crowe in Hackman's role and little brother to Thor, Liam Hemsworth, as the Owen Wilson character. The build and the music was rather dramatic while there was a bunch of action taking place. I did like Behind Enemy Lines, and I would give this a shot, but only from my couch. So that way, if I'm bored, I have a comfy spot to take a nap. So I'll give this one a blah, fellas.
Okay.
But I love that we thought alike on this one.
All right, Spencer, what say you?
All right, add a third Behind Enemy Lines comparison
Here we
to the
go.
Barbie on that
Woo-hoo!
one. But I was just thinking with the synopsis added to it, it's kind of like Predator and Behind Enemy Lines were put into a blender. So the first half is the first Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger, except you have multiple Hemsworths. Yeah, I didn't know about Luke Hemsworth, so I'm like, now there are three of them. And I'm like, no. But
another Hemsworth.
Yeah, I do like the idea of Obi-Wan Russell Crowe. Yeah, basically he's fulfilling the role that Bill Paxton played in the old Navy SEALs movie God. He was the SEAL Team 6 sniper. You know, that movie with Charlie Sheen and Michael Biehn. Remember that? Yeah, it was a blink you miss it one movie. And then so he's also Reginald Vell Johnson from Die Hard.
Carl Winslow.
Yeah. So I am actually. I really like Russell Crowe. So I really want to give this one a good shot, but I'm not going to go to the theater for it. I am going to give this one a nice, drawn out, because we only have 10 seconds left. Blah.
Okay, and it's Nabor, not Nabah.
No, Neighbor.
No, it's Nabor.
Neighbor.
I'm going to have to get a little bald midget in here to say it right for you. If you were watching the Super Bowl, you would have seen the commercial and know what we're talking about.
Yes. It's funny. It actually was just on right before I jumped on the show, so it's fresh in the mind.
Okay. Well, with that music, it means that it's time for us to take a break. So when we get back, we'll be finishing up with the last two movies, No Way Up and Madam Web. So don't go anywhere. More Pop Culture Kaboom's radio show right after with Tony Sanfilippo, Filippo's Horrible Reviews, right after this. And welcome back to the Pop Culture Kaboom radio show. Everything you want, everything you need in pop culture entertainment. And believe it or not, another 4-yard pass. That ain't going to get you much.
It'll get you 4 yards.
Yeah, that ain't gonna, you got to score at least a field goal here in the next 2 minutes and 48 seconds.
It's first down.
All right, let's recap for everybody playing at home. We started out with Lights Out. And that is a new movie, not the old one, and Lights Out. And we all gave it blahs, which was surprising. Monolith, and Spencer, Rob, and I gave it blahs. Tony is the only outlier with a touch brown so far this week. It's standing out like a sore thumb on here, too. If you And Land of Bad. And just to recap on that, starring Russell Crowe and Liam Hemsworth, a covert special forces operation in the South Philippines spirals into a brutal 48-hour battle for survival when an elite extraction team is ambushed deep in enemy territory. Rookie officer is left outnumbered but determined to leave no man behind. With an airstrike closing in, his only hope hinges on the guidance of Air Force drone pilot Reaper, navigating unknowable danger where every move could be their last. And that one, actually, Spencer, Tony, and I gave it blahs. And Rob, what say you?
All right, so I don't know if anybody else was confused, but at first I thought it like they gave like Russell Crowe was like doing another horrible, like weird, like Australian/Ireland accent in the beginning talking.
Yeah, he was drunk, I think.
Yeah, but it wasn't him. It wasn't him. I was like, okay. I had to rewatch it because I'm like, wait, he doesn't have an accent in the rest of the movie. I'm very confused. So I had to rewatch it. But it's just like another freaking war movie that we've all seen before. I don't even think Behind Enemy Lines was like, even though it was based on a true story, I believe it was like prior to that, they would made a movie very similar to it, you know? Mm-hmm. It's just the same. It just, I don't know. Is it just to try to get all the actors in the Hemsworth family to like get stars on Hollywood Walk of Fame? I don't know. Because they throw in Luke in here too, who has like, he's always been like that. He has those weird, odd roles with like Emma Roberts and stuff.
He's the older brother too.
Yeah, but he's like has those weird roles, you know. So
and the shortest one of the three, which is weird.
Yeah. But like I said, like he has those weird roles. So it's just like, okay, are they trying to jumpstart his career now? Because I don't know. It'll probably end up showing up being played because it's Russell Crowe. My wife loves him, so it's gonna be a blah.
Oh wow, the second full blah. Usually it's full brown streaks, but we got full blahs this week. All right, Tony, what is next?
One brown today.
So far.
Here we go. Let's see. It's time to go No Way Up. Ava, the daughter of the governor of California, is hoping for a peaceful getaway with friends in the resort town of Cabo, Mexico, with her faithful mender, Brandon, in tow. But when the plane crashes in the Pacific Ocean and comes to the rest of the edge of the underwater ravine, Ava and a handful of survivors are trapped in the air-lost cabin. Against the odds, Ava must fend for herself, contend with bloodthirsty sharks, and find the courage to step up and lead the crash survivors to safety. Okay. Though, this movie kind of threw me off. So I'm watching the trailer. I thought it was setting up to be like a kidnapping in Cabo, capture this important daughter kind of a thing, because the one kid says there's no violent issues.
Breaking news. Breaking news.
What?
25-22. The Kansas City Chiefs just scored.
22-22, you mean?
And it sounds like there's a car out of control in the background of Tony's.
Well, one of the Swifties just is cheering. God, bleep,
One of the
bleep,
Swifties.
bleep, 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 and bleep, 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 bleep.
I do have a dump button.
So, are you talking about No Way Up or the game?
Oh, gosh, the game. Like the stupid Chiefs. I hate them more than anything else in this world. I hate them. I hate this stupid team.
Anyway.
I listen to this guy at work go on a rant. Oh, my team's the best.
Ooh, you get to have fun tomorrow.
Look forward to hearing that. All right, now back to this other this thing. So, the part where they say the kid said, "Oh, the bodyguard lets you be on your own." So they're on this plane. I'm like, okay, so what's going to happen in Mexico? Well, then the birds crash into the engine, and as they land, the plane sinks into the ocean. Now, I'm not sure how other than the ones that didn't get thrown from the planes. I know how they didn't survive; they got thrown. But how was it that there's a big hole in the side of the plane and it sinks into the ocean, that back half of the cabin is not filled? And now all of a sudden you got sharks in the mix. So, I'm like, okay, this is nuts. The movie is titled No Way Up, but the truth is there's no way you're going to survive at all. They're like, well, we got 4 hours before we run out of air. Well, who's going to find you? Well, apparently there's some divers, and then they get eaten by sharks. Then they still got to survive getting out of this thing with sharks. Kind of ridiculous, but you know what? For as bad as I put it, it doesn't look realistic, and there's no way I'm going to go to the theater to watch it, but it is like a shark-type movie, which I do like. So I'll give it a shot. I'm going to give it a blah.
Okay. So,
yeah, long drawn out, man. Long and drawn out.
Right. So, is it just me, or does every movie coming out this year look like a cheap, sad version of a better movie? No Way Up, case in point, looks and feels like a low-budget Poseidon adventure, but with sharks. Sharks that are, as in every shark movie, are portrayed as a stereotypical, single-minded obsessiveness. So at this point, I don't care if they drown, get eaten, or get saved. Touch brown. Spencer?
The only reason I want to see this movie at all is because of Cole Meany, the guy who plays the bodyguard, the minder. I've loved him since before Deep Space Nine. Like when he was on Star Trek, Next Generation, and Deep Space Nine. I have loved him as an actor for years, but I have to say, with his age and, shall we say, swollenness, he doesn't strike me as somebody who could be a full-fledged bodyguard. But and when he has to go, I'm going to go swim for the oxygen tank. I'm like, dude, I think you have trouble going upstairs. But again, with how dramatic the crash was, and I did not read the synopsis before I watched the trailer. Because I wanted to be surprised. And I'm like, wow, this is a lot of stuff going on for one movie. But because I thought the same thing, too. It was like going to be some kind of a kidnapping plot or something, and Cole Meany would have to save the day. But I think we're going to get Cole Meany doing the Samuel L. in Deep Blue Sea, where he's going to be trying to inspire everybody, and then he's going to get eaten, or his being eaten is going to inspire the main protagonist to step up. So, but because the crash and everything was just so over the top, I think I'm going to go with a blah on this one, just because I like watching the over the topness.
All right, Rob, what say you?
Well, let's see. I was actually on board with this movie. Haha. Until the plastic floating shark came through the window to like 3 inches from her face and like didn't like his mouth didn't move. I mean, it was so bad. Like, I was like, okay, that just ruined the whole movie for me. And I'll probably end up watching it when it comes out on streaming just because I am still interested in it. Because I can block that part out when it comes out like 6 months from now. So I'm going to go with a blah.
Wow. I'm going to outlying touch brown on that one. So I'm surprised.
I had very high hopes at the beginning.
All right. Speaking of people who had high hopes, Madam Web is the 400-pound gorilla in the room this week. And in a switch from the typical genre, Madam Web tells the standalone origin story of one of Marvel Publishing's most enigmatic heroines. The suspense-driven thriller stars Dakota Johnson as Cassandra Webb, a paramedic in Manhattan who develops the power to see the future and realizes she can use that insight to change it. Forced to confront revelations about her past, she forges a relationship with 3 young women bound for powerful destinies if they can all survive a deadly present. Blah, 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 blah. Well, I don't know how deep into the woods of the Spider-Man mythos, but this movie will get. But honestly, 2 versions of Spider-Woman and Spider-Girl. I don't see Madam Web in this movie. Though I don't see the Madam Web in this movie as being blind and paralyzed like in the comic book version, so almost immediately I gotta refer back to how I feel about Hollywood changing things needlessly. So I am not interested in some weird Hollywood reimagining of Spider-Man characters, and for that reason I'm probably just gonna cut and paste these here thoughts for the Craven movie when it comes out later. And when it finally does come out, and like this movie, it's going to get a touch brown. So, Tony, what say you?
Okay, so this is Sony keeping the Spider-Man franchise in-house by giving another character in the Spidey universe, in this case, her own story. And since we don't get any Marvel movies until Deadpool, and now titled Deadpool Wolverine this summer, I guess an associated Marvel movie will do, I guess. Now, I'm just going to say straight up, this movie looks poo. It looks awful. And I think it's going to be a little bit better than Morbius. I don't think this movie is going to do good at the box office. And I'm not going to go see it in theaters, but I will watch it at home, again, on my comfy couch. So I'm feeling the blahs this week. Openly admitting, I have a feeling this movie is going to be bad, but I'm going to give it a blah just to say I've seen it, and I'll give it at least that whole nap rule. If it stinks, I'm taking a nap.
All right, Rob, what say you?
Yes, it's 50 Shades of Red. Madam Web. So, yeah, I don't know why we needed to do this movie.
We didn't.
It's an obscure character that not a lot of people know about, and I think they could have done better. I'm hoping, in all honesty, I hope it's an origin story where they actually, at the end, she is blind and paralyzed, and then we move on, and there's a part 2, and it's, way better. So, with that in mind, it's going to be a blah, because I know I'm going to end up watching it, because I do.
The blind and paralyzed version will be in the end credits for Deadpool as she gets drawn into the MCU.
See, totally.
Okay.
And then we have Venom coming in. See, we could totally do it.
So what was that again?
Blah.
Blah. Okay. Spencer, what say you?
I saw Morbius. I paid money for Morbius.
I own Morbius.
I don't know what's worse.
Yeah, and,
my wife made me.
And no,
the things we do. For
I refuse. I will not. I will not go see Madam Web because I saw Morbius. I see the quality of Sony's writing. Touch brown.
All right, and there we have it. The Madam Web, the 400-pound gorilla. Rob and Tony gave it blahs. Spencer and I gave it touch browns. No way up. Everybody gave it a blah except for me. I gave that one a touch brown. Land of Bud. Everybody gave it a blah. Monolith. Everybody gave it a blah except for Tony. That was Tony's only touch brown this week. And Lights Out. Everybody gave it a blah.
What a flip, huh?
So it's
So
kind of a
very
tie
blah.
between
So
Lights Out
No
and
Way
The
Out.
Land of Bad.
Or no, wow.
It was a very blah week.
But still,
Yeah.
well, we've had a long
Very
streak of Brown,
blah.
though, going up to come out
Yeah,
to this.
I was, no brown
It's kind of
streaks
like
this
that
week.
great Super Bowl, but a blah victory. Unless you're a Chiefs fan, then.
All
You're
right.
listening out there. To our listeners, congrats to the Chiefs fans out there.
No. So,
They're fans of the show, Jimmy.
and that's nice, but
Well, being on the
I'm
West
being
Coast,
nice.
we'll probably have less people call out sick tomorrow. You know, like, 'cause the
yeah.
Niners-
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, we will.
True.
Actually, because I noticed I was at the Costco in Carson City, and I noticed that they had a big section, a standalone island of like champagne and everything. And I'm like, they should put a sign up that says, "Did your team win?" And have all the champagne there. And then a separate one with like all the whiskey and hard alcohol. Did your team lose? I wonder if that's how they judge it at liquor stores, quite honestly. People walking into a liquor store right now, they're selecting the Jack Daniels. Oh, yeah.
At halftime.
They're Chiefs fans.
They're at halftime.
Yeah. I gotta
like-
say, it almost feels like this is WWE fixed rigged in a way. Because, like, you bring Taylor Swift in, a lot of revenue. Most of the people you heard cheering in the background are not Chiefs fans. They are just watching for Taylor Swift, and I kid you not.
Really?
Hey,
That's all they wanted to win. So it's like it feels a little rigged, you know?
can't blame the NFL. 400% increase in viewership.
Yeah, it's true,
They're
yeah.
going to show her, too.
Swifty got a ring in year one.
And you know what? And to her credit, she's like, I have no idea how many times they show me. I don't want them to show me. That's not, why I'm there.
Well, yeah, it's like she's not like
Exactly.
She doesn't have an ear in the director's
Nope.
booth.
Exactly. And that's why it's just like it's hilarious.
All right, next week is going to be February 19th through February 25th. Here are the movies coming out, at least that we're going to be talking about. Maybe Spaceman, Stolen Valley, Parallel, Cold Meat, and Red Right Hand.
Is that a sequel to the Midnight Meat Train?
I heard of in that is the Spaceman. That's the Adam Sandler.
Yeah,
one,
with
right?
the
Yes,
weird,
it is,
with the
believe
weird
it or not.
spider.
But
Yeah, as weird as that is. Ooh, that's me in space. Ooh.
oh, really? Is that what seriously? Really?
He's
Yeah, that's what I see, Jimmy. I see a little alien. He talks to me. And what's my life? That's before my eyes. Catch it on Netflix. Watch the trailer.
I'm gonna vomit all over this.
Bayou,
I can tell.
bayou.
It's like it's almost like a Jim Henson like Muppet.
Yeah.
But Adam Chandler is
Yeah.
doing his typical stupid
No,
character.
he's
No.
more like
No.
he's more like
He's like
Uncut
a
Gems.
serious role.
wow.
It actually looks like he's in a serious role.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like
He's not doing the Billy Madison he imagines, like macking me with Adam Sandler.
Yeah, no. It's more on the lines of
We're
Uncut
going on a
Gems.
space
Okay, yeah,
expedition.
So is the
Here's
spider
what
like
Snyder.
like Muppet Jim Henson or like Farscape Jim Henson?
Kind of in between.
Okay.
You gotta see it to see it. It's like weird.
I haven't seen
Yeah,
it yet,
it's
so I'm
different.
interested
You'll see.
in not seeing it, quite honestly. But anyway, so those are the movies coming out next week.
Classified as an arachnid.
Unfortunately, we don't have enough time to get into the next week. We'll have to find some time to get into the trailers for all the new movies, especially the Deadpool Wolverine trailer.
Oh,
that came
can't
out.
wait to talk about it next week. That was my favorite part of the Super Bowl today.
Me too.
Deadpool and Wolverine. Love it.
All right,
Really
sir.
enjoyed it.
That we will talk to you next week. For everybody else, it is the top of the hour break, so we will be back here shortly as soon as Spencer gets it figured out.
Later, neighbors.
All right, see you, Tony. Everybody else, it is top of the hour. We'll be back with our big interview with the Wild West Championship Wrestling Champion, the Mexican Werewolf, El Chupacabra. Right after this, so don't go anywhere. More Pop Culture Boom Radio Show. Welcome back to Pop Culture Boom's radio show. Everything you want, everything you need in pop culture entertainment. And for the first time ever, we are on the phone with the new Wild West Championship Wrestling Champion, the Mexican Werewolf, El Chupacabra. How are you, sir?
Kaboom! I'm doing good. How you guys?
So I take it you were watching the Super Bowl.
Yes. Actually, we
Just got done watching it. Nail biting game. It was really fun and game. My wife was sitting there at the edge of the seat the whole time. She hates both teams. Just just at the edge of the seat, just stressed out the whole time, watching. Like, oh my God, just go for the ball. What are you doing?
She hates both teams, just like the rest of America, actually. But
but no, great game. So now I'm leaving my in-laws, heading on home, and got a week of preparing for Wild West Championship Wrestling on next Saturday.
Yep, for the Heartbreak Saloon event that's going to be going on at the Bluebird in Reno. And this is an early all-ages show. I believe it starts at 2:30 or 3 o'clock is the door time.
Doors at 2:30, show starts at 3.
There you go. So I was kind of right. Yay.
Yes.
So we haven't talked to you since you've become the world champ or the champion over there at Wild West Championship Wrestling. So how did you get your start in wrestling?
How did I get my start in wrestling? Let's see. So I may look young, but I'm pretty old. I've been wrestling a little bit over 20 years in the business. I originally started training in Sacramento with Supreme Pro Wrestling with the Big Ugly JD Bishop and El Flaco Loco. And then during that time, I was in transitioning of moving from California to Reno, Nevada. And so I got trained by Brian Brigger and ECW original Mustafa Saeed here in Reno, both at the same time while I was training with Big Ugly. So about 20 years ago, I was training both Reno and then Sacramento. And then from there, I just honed my craft, picked up, some promotions that allowed me to wrestle at their places, and then just made a name for myself from there.
And speaking of names, how did you get the name Mexican Werewolf El Chupacabra, aside from the T?
I know that my trainer, Big Ugly JD Bishop, he's the one that originally gave it to me, myself. But his trainer, Brian Ward, that trained him in Fresno, California, at North American Wrestling, he gave him the character of El Chupacabra as a mask character. And when I started training with him in Sacramento, basically, like, it was kind of a joke, like, hey, Big Ugly, wouldn't it be funny if El Chupacabra had, a son? And both all of us laughed, and they all looked at me and was like, wait a second. So 20 years ago, myself, I was known as El Hijo de Chupacabra, so the son of Chupacabra at the time. Ah. So now I was, just barely getting into business, wearing a mask character, wrestling for about a year and a half with it. And then at one point, my trainer didn't want to be a mask character anymore. He wanted to be himself because at this time he's playing 2 characters. And at this point, I was doing El Hijo de Chupacabra and also referee for Supreme Pro Wrestling at the same time, unmasked. But I wanted to change my character a little bit. Changed my character due to a horrible injury that I got. Broke the whole left side of my face. I have 24 pins and 4 plates. Took a big boot, crushed my whole orbital, and it was just I blame the mask just because of I covered my eyes at the time, and from there I had a fear of just wearing a mask. I didn't want to wear a mask, but I wanted to be a character. So what we came up with is we had a hair versus mask match, tag team match, and we lost the match. So while we sat in the center of the ring getting demasked, El Chupacabra, the original, got his mask taken off and was shown to be Big Ugly. And then when my mask got taken off, I had eyes and teeth in, and I, from then on, was known as the El Chupacabra. Big Ugly was basically there protecting me, is what the story that we went through.
Interesting. So how did this injury occur? I mean, that sounds really, really
painful. It was during a match, during an impromptu match in Fresno, just taking a big boot. I took it hundreds of times before this, and it just crushed under right under the cheekbone, and it pushed it all the way up. I looked like the Hunchback of Notre Dame, basically.
Yeah, so you weren't in the middle of the ring screaming Sanctuary, though, right?
He probably was at that point.
You weren't in the middle of the ring screaming Sanctuary, though, right?
No, God, no.
Okay, Sanctuary! Okay, didn't go the full Hunchback then, okay.
Right. But no, my eye just dropped about a half inch, and then, like I said, it was just horrible. I was out for about 6 months, and, I just got a new character and just evolved it for what my trainer's trainer gave to him. And then from here on out, I just myself just changed and evolved it to what I personally think an El Chupacabra is. Because, I mean, no one can tell me what it looks like. No one can tell me what it sounds like. I can tell you what it sounds like. I can tell you what it looks like.
And it looks like me and sounds like me.
Right?
Exactly.
So over your long career, I noticed that there's kind of been a resurgence in Reno with wrestling. But as for the most part, a lot of your career has been in the East Bay and in the Northern California area as opposed to Northern Nevada.
Yes. So back in the day, predominantly it was Sacramento, Fresno, and East Bay, California that were like the predominant areas of wrestling. We had the big names of All Pro Wrestling and Big Time Wrestling back in the day in those areas. And so that was, logical thing to do. Try to stay in the area, hone your craft, get people know your name. And then from there, I went up to the Pacific Northwest. Wrestled with DOA a lot up there, and Portland Wrestling I wrestled with a lot up there.
I used to watch Portland Wrestling when I lived up there in Vancouver, Washington. That was
little known fact. I am the first ever Pacific North Wrestling light heavyweight champion. They had a title and everything, and I was the first one crowned.
Wow. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, no, it was a real honor when they offered that to me. So. But yeah, no, like I said, I traveled up and down mostly the West Coast and Reno and Vegas, and just like you said, there's a big resurgence here of pro wrestling all through Northern California, Northern Nevada.
So I'm looking forward to because, like I said, I used to watch Portland Wrestling when it would come onto TV every Saturday night. So I'm kind of hoping that Reno kind of gets the same thing going here, where with WWCW and Hood Slam and other organizations that are around the area can come in and actually have their matches televised.
I'm hoping for it too. I mean, and that's my goal. I mean, I don't mind if I have to break kayfabe or whatever it is, but I'm part owner and I am the booker for Wild West Championship Wrestling. So this past year and a half, my goal is just trying to restructure the roster, get some good storylines, and try to find a venue that we can continuously have shows at. So I did that for Wild West, but then also I help promote and just book Hood Slam here in Reno. So it's originally from Oakland, California, ran by Dark Sheik. If you've known her or heard about her, she's phenomenal. She allowed me to just bring the gospel of Hood Slam here to Reno and, just try to expand it more with an adult atmosphere as well. So with Wild West, I'm trying to bring in, the kid atmosphere. Let's have some fun, the old school, maybe 80s, 90s, 2000 kind of wrestling. Mm-hmm. And then with Hood Slam, I'm trying to bring that 21 plus and over with video games and with comic books and movie references and just something for someone in the millennials and stuff that remember the stuff back in the day and get a good chuckle. Like, that's good. That was funny. I like that. Like you guys say, tongue in cheek.
Yeah, tongue in cheek is always a good thing. That's how we do it on this show anyway. Right? You listen to the movie segment, boy, you really get that one.
Yeah.
But yes, no. Like I said, I'm happy with the route here in Reno. We have, like I said, Wild West Championship Wrestling. We have Hood Slam Wrestling here. I just did a lucha show over at Neal Road on Friday as well. There's also All Pro Wrestling Nevada that's here. It's great that there's a big resurgence of pro wrestling here in Reno. Because like when I was back in the day, it was like one, maybe two, and it was not that big a fan base. And like,
hello,
that are wanting to see wrestling.
We lost you for a second. I was like, oh.
Oh, I apologize. Like I said, I'm driving. Where am I now? I'm next to the Grand Sierra. So it's probably the airport area.
Okay. Scoping out more areas to kind of use for wrestling, because the Grand Sierra, I think, would be a good venue.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I would love to do the Grand Sierra. I've tried to contact them many times, but, I guess my emails get lost or whatever.
Sure, they get lost.
Yeah,
okay. So WWCW presents Heartbreak Saloon is coming up Saturday, February 17th. Doors open at 2:30. The show starts at 3 p.m. in Reno, Nevada. off of 4th Street.
Yes.
So who is on the what? I know that you're not going to be able or wrestling that evening because you're not on the card. But who is on the card to have bouts that evening? Because I seen if you look at the poster, I see a good friend of the show, Chase Havoc, front and center there. The working man's wrestler.
Oh yes, Chase Havoc. Yeah, he'll definitely be on the show there as long as his tag team partner Tyson Reigns, the tag team champions for Wild West Championship Wrestling. Also on there, we will have women's interim championship titles match with Laura Frazier, who's the interim champion right now, going against Jin Savani, another newcomer coming into Wild Championship Wrestling. She's SoCal. I've seen her for a while, Jin Savani, and she has a promising future, and I think she's going to bring something to the table for Laura and the fans at WWCW next Saturday.
So I got
let's see. Yes, question. Yes.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I got a question about in regards to Wild West Championship Wrestling because there's another event coming up right after this one that's already slated, and it is. I'm trying to pull it up right now. Spring Stampede, I believe it is.
Yes.
That's
April 13th.
Yeah. So, do you think there's going to be a lot of rivalries that are going to be kind of spurred on by the event this Saturday, and that'll continue into the Spring Stampede?
Well, you never know. I mean, whatever unfolds between these matches, I mean, there's always something that can spill off to the next show going on there. I mean, that's what we always say: stay tuned or come to the next show, find out.
Yeah, definitely.
But there is actually 2 matches that we're doing to determine who's going to be the winner to advance into the Outlaw Championship match that we have for Spring Stampede. So we have a longtime wrestler for WWCW, Christian Black, going up against Reno's own Dreamy Drew. So whoever wins that match goes to the Spring Stampede into the finals, and they will wrestle against newcomer Chris Nasty, who's also from SoCal, Santino's brothers trained wrestler, very, very good. Had my eye on him for a while, and now we have him
Uh-oh, lost you again.
Under Mike Ray, Prince Gabriel. I've seen Prince Gabriel for about over 2 years now, and I'm happy with his work as well. And I can't wait for the fans to see, especially this match between Chris Nasty and Prince Gabriel. But these 2 matches that I both said, the winners of these matches will go on to Spring Stampede, and whoever wins that will be the new Outlaw champion.
For Wild West Championship Wrestler.
And Outlaw
Yes.
The Outlaw Championship is very specific to the WWCW. I've never heard really an equivalent of that in any other organization.
Nope. A very unique title to be have.
Yes. If I can remember it correctly, weapons can be used, but you cannot bring weapons with you. And people can come and help you, but they cannot bring weapons as well. So it's basically using everything around you as your weapon. But you can't bring a weapon with you.
Interesting.
That's an interesting
People
way of
can
differentiating.
help you.
Don't quote me on it. I gotta go back into the rule book and check again. So.
I like that whole "people can help you" part.
That's a cool way to differentiate it from the standard rules of the heavyweight championship.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or the tag team champions as well. So with WWCW presents Heartbreak Saloon coming up this Saturday. So there's going to be a women's match that could decide who the new women's champion is going to be, as well as a tag team match, which could decide if there's going to be new tag team champions, because we have had Havoc Reigns together on the show before as well. But I got like 6 seconds until I have to take a hard break. Is it okay if we continue? Are you able to continue for another segment?
Oh, that's perfect for me because I'm like 2 minutes from home. So 6 seconds, take your break, and we can talk right after.
Perfect. All right, so don't go anywhere. We'll be talking more with El Chupacabra. He is the Wild West Championship Wrestling champion, and still got lots. So I got lots more questions for him, particularly from the booking of talent side. And
I got some answers.
I got questions, so you have to have answers. So,
hopefully, yeah.
And we'll be back right after this, so don't go anywhere. More Pop Culture Kaboom's radio show right after this. Welcome back to the Pop Culture Kaboom radio show. Everything you want, everything you need in pop culture entertainment. And on the phone with us is the Wild West Championship Wrestling champion, El Chupacabra, the Mexican werewolf. So
that's a little hood friend thing.
I got tons of more questions for you. First off, I've never actually seen you wrestle, but judging by your body build and what I've heard about you, how would you classify your wrestling style? Because you got the kind of the ground and pound guys, kind of like Chase Havoc and Tyson Reigns, who are kind of like, they don't do a lot of high flying kind of what's the best way to phrase it? High risk, high reward moves.
High risk maneuvers.
Yeah.
Originally I based myself off of Lucha Libre style of wrestling, and after Lucha Libre style of wrestling, I mixed in a little bit of a Japanese Purasuara style as well, because my trainer loved Japanese wrestling. So I was like, oh, let me do that. And then after that, I was like, let me do American wrestling as well. So I just mixed like 3 styles into one.
Wow. And it is effective. I've seen El Chupacabra take on a couple of people, and each match was brutal. Especially the retirement match against Andrew Arch.
Yes. The last match, that was a nice brutal match.
That was a doozy.
And that's the one where you won the
my most
championship.
brutal match I've ever had was at Wild West Championship Wrestling, was against Funny Bone. And that match, I luckily I won, but after that match, I had to go to the hospital. I got myself split open. I had to get 7 stitches above my eyebrow, I believe.
Oh, wowzers. That's good.
Yep, we did everything. We had thumbtacks, we had tables, we had chairs, and a chair just happened to hit me in the right spot and just made me just split open right over above my eye.
Oof! Ouch!
But I've evolved my character. I used to be very high flying. I used to sit there and do a lot of just crazy out there kind of moves off the top and flips and stuff. In the past 5 years or so, I've kind of evolved and changed a little bit more character route and stuff. But I mean, I still do high risk maneuvers here and there. So, but yeah, I would say it was just like, a mixture of what you see now with a little bit of old school.
Okay.
Yeah, and I would highly recommend anybody go to a WWCW event, because you will not be bored at any point. These matches are awesome.
So older but not wiser is what I'm getting out of that.
My wife really hates me because she sees me go out there. I don't tell her anything I'm doing. So with my match with Funny Bone, I'm sitting there at the end. I'm like, hey, babe, how's it going? So, hey, just to let you know, I might need stitches. She's like, what? What did you do? I was like, blame Funny Bone.
What? Oh, joy. So you do the high risk maneuvers. Anything else? I mean, Andrew Arch, when I had him on, when he was the WWCW champion, he kind of said that he's kind of a utilitarian type of style. He adapted his wrestling depending on whom he was wrestling. But now that you're a champion, it's kind of a different story, because you're in a position where everybody wants to be where you are, but doesn't envy you for where you're at, because you got a target on your back for everyone in WWCW, right?
I've always had a target on my back. I'm El Chupacabra. I mean, why wouldn't I have a target on my back? In Wild West Championship Wrestling, I am the best. So, I mean, I expect them to look at me and be, how do I take him down? How am I going to beat him? But that's the thing is, I'm an unorthodox character. I'm different. They have to adjust to me. I go off the whim. I'm just like that, the grass in the wind. Once it gets flown up in the air and just goes in the direction, it just does what it does.
And so you're not going to be wrestling this Saturday because you have, unfortunately, an injury, correct? I didn't know if you wanted to mention that or not. It's kind of too late.
No, that's
now,
fine.
But...
No, that's fine. That's exactly. I don't sugarcoat things. I don't hide behind things like that. So unfortunately, I will not be wrestling this Saturday. The championship belt will not be on the line this Saturday. About over the past 6 to 8 months, I've been wrestling with a torn labrum and a torn rotator cuff. Pushing hard as I can, and someone as my age of wrestling, we don't want to stop, because you might not get that next booking. You might not be able to be with this promotion. You might not be wrestling every weekend. So you try to take every opportunity that you can possible. So I kept pushing it until all my bookings were completed for the end of this year or last year. And then I finally went to the doctors. They told me exactly what I knew. We set up a schedule for surgery. Happened to fall on February 16th, the day before the show.
Wow, but at least you'll be there. Do you have any appearances, or does Wild West Championship Wrestling do any appearances? Because I think it'd be kind of a golden opportunity, being a local wrestling organization, to be at local cons and events.
Oh, yes. No, we're always open for, doing appearances and everything like that. Contact anyone at the Wild West Championship Wrestling email or the Facebook. We like to do, we can do kind of events for you for special events. We can do weddings. We can do birthday parties. We can do all of this. And I have no problem coordinating and talking to someone, because if you want wrestling at your event, we'll bring it for you.
Oh, a couple of years ago, they were at ArieCon, and that was amazing. That was where I got to be a guest referee in one match.
Wow, fun. I know that you guys were out at FragCon out in Fallon too at one point.
I think this might have been before my time working with them, but I heard about this. I seen the pictures of them. But our next big step that we're working with this year is Wild West and Suspense is doing a joint show together to help put on at the Taco Festival this year. So we'll be over at the J Resort putting on great wrestling for Lucha Libre, Pro American Style, comedy, all I believe June 8th at the J Resort.
Nice.
Cool. If you want to get a hold of him, as he said, you can go to wildwestchampionshipwrestling.net is their official website. You can also go to their Facebook page, which is Wild West Championship Wrestling, all one word, on the Facebook. I, of course, am following them on the Pop Culture Boom Facebook page. So when they post, it does get reposted to the Pop Culture Boom newsfeed as well. 6 stellar matches are set to take place in just 7 days at the Bluebird in Reno, an all ages event, I should say. Doors are at 2:30 and the show starts at 3:00. And it sounds like it's going to be, and Rob and I are actually going to be there, and we're going to be filming our first filming event for the new year for the Pop Culture Boom YouTube channel. So we'll have some, hopefully some really good interviews with some of the wrestlers. It'll be on video. It'll be fun.
Oh, yes. No, yeah, please. We'd love to have interviews. We'd love to have, any of that kind of stuff, because, any publicity is good publicity.
Well, not really. I mean, if it gets you canceled, it's not really good good publicity. But
Okay, I guess you could say that nowadays.
So what is next for you, though? I mean, you're going to be out for a little bit. Are you going to be able to participate in anything from Hood Slam or with WWCW in the near future? And if so, when will be your big return?
So as of right now, I was told I am going to be off between 6 and 10 weeks, supposedly depending on how rehab goes and everything like that. So I would like to come back in 8 weeks. What is that, 2 months? So maybe sometime in May, maybe beginning of June. I'm trying to see where I can, where I can fit in. But if I have to take a little bit longer, I'm going to do it. Usually all the injuries, I pushed it, and I didn't, I didn't sit down and relax to actually take my time to rest. So now is the best time I think I should do it. And I'll probably come back, I say June. Yeah, so June.
And you're the booker for WWCW. What does booking entail, and what kind of talent are you looking for? So the reason why I'm kind of asking about that is, say, like if, some young and inspired fan out there who's listening right now wants to get into wrestling, how would they go about getting into it to get even looked at?
So the best way to that is find a reputable school to go to. Myself, I personally don't have a school right now. I'm in the works of hopefully within the next month or two, maybe getting a school going together and stuff like that. If not, there's reputable schools in Sacramento. There's another school here in Reno that you can go to. There's ones in Vegas. There's ones in LA. There's schools all over. Just make sure you find a good and reputable one that will actually, take care of you, teach you how to protect someone else, how to protect yourself, how to entertain, just, everything in pro wrestling. Just make sure you go to a proper school. And then from there, it's just your own business card. You just got to go out there and put your name out there, and hopefully you get on the radar for a promoter. And then from there, you start getting continuous bookings.
So, Wild West Championship Wrestling, how many events do they put on or plan on putting on this year? Because this is the first one with the Heartbreak Saloon. Next is the Spring Stampede. Are you guys going to do a I'm Your Huckleberry event again? And
Yes. So actually, hold on, I'm trying to find my paperwork where I can find it at. But yes, no. So the next shows we have will be every other month. So on part of me booking and running Wild West Championship Wrestling and Hood Slam here in Reno, I also help out when I can over at the Bird, where the events are held at. So luckily, the Bird has been very, very, very nice to myself and has given me every other month with wrestling. So this month will be Wild West Championship Wrestling. Next month will be Hood Slam. Next month after that, Wild West. Next month after that, Hood Slam. All the way until November.
Okay, so it sounds like every month there's going to be something to do down there. So either with WWCW or Hood Slam.
Yes. So we're going to have that going there. I believe the show's names is what we have. Is what Spring Stampede, I'm Your Huckleberry, maybe Dead Man's Hand. And I believe I'm missing one other one. I can't think off the top of my head right now. So
That's still good names.
Yeah, Dead Man's Hand is the Halloween one, right?
I believe so.
Okay. Well, sir, I think that pretty much covers everything. It'll be fun. I hope everybody will join Rob and I down there at the Bluebird on Saturday, this February 17th. Tickets are available.
Yeah. I'm very jealous that I'm missing that one.
You're going to be out of town, right?
Yeah. I have to go out of town, and I am so jealous because I know the WWCW puts on great shows, and I'm so sad I'm missing it.
Well, you can watch it on the YouTube channel when I get it all edited up and put out there, which I
you-
will. I really will.
Bet your sweet Bippy I'll
Are
be
you
watching
crossing
it.
your heart?
I am, and my fingers. So, Wild West Champion. Go
And
ahead, sir.
also, please, I extend the invitation to please come to the Hood Slam as well. So the next Hood Slam show is March 15th. It's a Friday at 9 o'clock at night. And it's called Akami Ga Kill. Akami Ga Hood Slam. It's based off Akami Ga Kill, the anime. I'm a huge anime fan. So all the shows for Hood Slam's posters will probably be anime themed.
Ah, okay. That's interesting.
So you're,
I'm extending the invitation to you guys. Come on out. My treat. I want you to see what Hood Slam's all about.
All right. So I will definitely look into that. And it's on a Saturday night, right?
Friday, he said Friday.
Friday night. This one's on a
March
Friday. Here on after that one, everything will be Saturday.
Okay. Well, I will see what I can do, but I'm usually Friday nights are bad for me because I have to be up at 2 a.m. So on Saturday, which kind of sucks for a social life.
Yeah, but
Social life. What is that?
exactly. I have no idea.
I work a regular job, 40 to 50 hours a week, and then I do all this other stuff.
Oof.
yeah, you're
More
a
power to
busy
you.
man.
Yeah.
Yes, and married with 4 kids. So if everyone says they can't do it, they're lying.
Well, okay. Fair enough.
You're not going to be arguing with them on this.
I can't. I'm not going
Here
to.
in the wrestling business, we have a lot of people that are like, 20 to 30, and it's like, oh man, I don't want to drive, I don't want to do this, I can't do that. And it's like, oh, what? Your wife or kids? Oh, I don't got those. Then what's your issue?
Yeah.
Okay, if you want to go and be better about yourself, you got to push yourself. If I'm doing it with everything that I have around me in my life, you can do it.
Exactly. Well, sir, I am close to the end of this segment as well. I do appreciate you being on here. I look forward to meeting and doing a video interview with you on Saturday.
Yes, it'll be fun. If I'm a little out of it, blame the drugs.
Don't let the teeth freak you out while you're talking to them.
Oh, it won't.
Yeah.
I hang around with vampires. So.
So do I. My best friend's Gangrel.
Really?
Yeah, no, he's actually coming up here for the June 8th show. He'll be on the Taco Festival show. So, but no, I've known him for about 20 years as well. So, awesome guy.
You know what he's
Awesome guy.
talking about?
Yeah.
Rob?
No.
Really?
No.
He was in the WW. Well, back when it was the WWF, he had the blonde hair and the vampire.
Part of the
things.
Brood.
He part of the and he'd wear the white fluffy pirate shirt.
Oh, okay.
You remember Gangrel? Okay. Yeah.
He is awesome. He's one of my favorite guys to ever be around. Like, he's just always phenomenal. But yeah, no, he's he'll be here in June. And I have vampires too. Don't worry.
All right, sir. Well, I look forward to it. And everybody, go check it out. Wild West Championship Wrestling is going to be live at the Bluebird in Reno on this Saturday, February 17th at 2:30 is doors. 3 o'clock is the show. And 7 matches. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, a lot of championships on the line and a lot of action to be had.
All right, sir. Well, thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you, and you take care of yourself.
Thank you. I look forward to seeing you on Saturday.
All right. Have a good evening. Okay, so we only got about 45 seconds until we have to take this last break.
Yeah, but I am so jealous that you guys get to go to this next show because I went to 4 or 5 shows in a row, and they were all awesome.
I have not been to a wrestling show in a long, long time.
Myself either. So.
Yeah, you will not be disappointed.
No, I know. I mean, like I said, when I Portland Rest, I went to a couple of WWE matches or WWF back in the day, when I lived in the South San Francisco Bay Area.
Uh-huh.
So that was always fun.
I
Anyway,
went to a few of the WWE
it is
matches
time for
here.
that hard break. So we will be back with more Pop Culture Kaboom's radio show right after this. So don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the Pop Culture Kaboom radio show. Everything you want, everything you need in pop culture entertainment. Yeah, Tony's a Broncos fan. He even put on here, good luck 49ers. His horrible Super Bowl prediction was 49ers 50. What he wanted was 49ers 56, Chiefs 3. What he thought would happen was San Francisco 49ers 34, Chiefs 32.
Yeah, it was not a very high-scoring game at all.
No, it wasn't. Everybody called it would be close, but yes, somehow the Chiefs won and first overtime game in my recent memory anyway, or my memory anyway. All right, so created by Emily Andras and based on Bo Smith's comic book series, Sci-Fi's Melanie Scrofani starring Wynonna Earp was one of the shows with a passionate fan base that you knew would keep the franchise alive no matter what. Unfortunately, that theory was put to the test in April of 2021 when the series finale, Old Souls, hit Earper's screens. But don't think for one second that the fans were going to let the series ride off into the sunset. Oh no! As we inch closer to the 3-year anniversary of the series finale, Earpers, and that is such a dumb name for fans. Earpers.
Well, it's like Star Wars fans are called Warzies. I mean,
or what?
Warzies.
Warzies?
Yeah, I mean, there are some really dumb names for some fandoms out there.
Who comes up with this stuff? Are as active as ever online and on social media to keep hope alive. Well, that hope came when free ad-supported streaming service Tubi and Andras hit up social media with an image of a Wynonna Earp Funko Pop vinyl figure and the cover page of something titled Wynonna Earp Vengeance. Along with the image was a heads up that fans would really want to check out Vanity Fair's Twitter/X account with Andras. How long are they going to call it Twitter/X? I mean,
I think it's going to forever be X/Twitter. Because X is the new name, but everybody
Yeah, X is just so generic that
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, whatever.
And not everybody has the ability to input that weird font that they have for their logo as the X. So
X.com.
Yeah, kind of the tilty X. Yeah,
with the weird 2 lines through one of the I don't know. Axes.
With Andros teasing that Tubi just became our new favorite network. So what was the big deal? Tubi and Andros are teaming up for the scripted 90-minute special Wynonna Earp Vengeance, with the whole cast returning. Tim Rozon as Doc Holliday, Scarfano as Wynonna, Dom Provost Chalkley as Waverly Earp, and Catherine Barrell as Nicole Hott are returning with more names expected. Pablo Brosman will direct the special, which starts filming around Calgary soon and will come out in late 2024.
That's impressive that they got the whole original cast back.
I know.
For stuff like this, there's usually at least 1 or 2 outliers that won't return.
Well, those 4 were the only real cast. No, who was the werewolf guy? The special agent that came in.
Oh.
It doesn't say he's returning. Did he die in the series? Because I stopped watching it after a while. Because
I was going to say, I can't remember. Yeah.
So, nice to know I'm not the only one. So, news comes out on the television side of the earnings report for the first fiscal quarter of this year, with the Walt Disney Company's CEO Bob Iger in the mood to make fans of Disney Plus's live-action series adaptation of award-winning author Rick Riordan's Percy Jackson novels. That's right. After strong reviewing numbers and a passionate social media presence, Iger confirmed that the series will be back for a second season. The first season of Percy Jackson and the Olympians was streamed for over 110 million hours across Disney Plus and Hulu. Taking into consideration the season's overall runtime, that adds up to roughly 20.6 million total views. Which further suggests that interest viewership grew over the course of the season. I can't wait to bring the next season of Percy Jackson to Disney Plus. The Sea of Monsters, shared Riordan in a statement. Percy Jackson is on a dangerous quest, outrunning monsters and outwitting gods. He must journey across America to return Zeus's master bolt and stop an all-out war. After losing his mother, Percy is sheltered at Camp Half-Blood, a sanctuary for demigod children. He must prove himself and confront his origins once he discovers he, too, is a demigod. And didn't he already know that? Isn't he like Poseidon's son or something?
Yes.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
Okay, well, that means you're a demigod. I mean, whatever.
Well, yeah.
But here's the thing. With Percy Jackson, he doesn't want to be a demigod. That's the whole thing. Like, he's like, why? This is stupid. He's like, why can't we just be
Because that's not how it works.
I know, but like he's trying to be like, the common man amongst the demigods,
Oh, blah, blah, boo.
Yeah, but
It was great. I'm sorry. I absolutely love the entire Percy Jackson series.
Okay,
Yeah,
but pooey on him for having that attitude.
And I love the movies, okay? I really like the TV show, okay? So,
but pooey on him for having that attitude. I mean, you get the ability to do something, man. Take advantage
he
of it.
grows over time. It's part of his arc.
Yeah, but unfortunately, they're going to have to recast Zeus because in the season finale, the big reveal was Zeus was being played by Lance Reddick, and unfortunately, Lance Reddick passed away.
Yeah.
Yep, that is a recasting. Same with Ahsoka season 2 going forward. I mean,
the guy who played Balin Skull.
Yeah, I mean, he did a good job too.
Yeah,
I thought.
Oh, I was hoping because that was they like ended it on such a cliffhanger, and it's like,
oh yes,
there's so many possibilities we can go from here.
But
I bet you he'll be forgotten in that other universe or that other.
No,
galaxy.
from what I understand, they are recasting.
Oh well. And we'll take off into the perils of pursuing enemies in search of the underworld with the help of his questmates Annabeth and Grover. The Muppet?
No.
No,
he's a satyr.
The Muppet would be far more awesome.
Yeah, I want to see Grover on screen. Okay. Percy's journey will lead him closer to the answers he seeks. How to fit into a world where he feels out of place. And, well, that's why you got those powers, buddy. And if he'll ever see his mom again, no, she died. And if he can ever find out who he's destined to be. The son of Poseidon.
No, they're all like, oh my gosh.
I'm just doing it to mess with you now. You made it too easy.
But it is nice to see you that you're so into this. I
like
seeing you in your
Percy
fandom
Jackson.
mode.
I love Percy Jackson. It was great.
All right, Predator fans are about to experience a new era after the success of Prey. A new Predator film titled Badlands is on the way, and Prey director Dan Trachtenberg is back to direct as well. Like Prey, he broke the story with writer Patrick Aison, who will write the script. This is, however, not a sequel to Prey, but according to the Hollywood Reporter, it will take place in the future. It will star a female lead. Other projects set in the franchise are being planned, with Prey 2 being bandied about as well. Badlands is set to go into production in July. The Predator franchise contains 7 films and countless comics, video games, novels, toys, and more. The original 1987 film is considered a crowning achievement in action filmmaking and starred Arnold Schwarzenegger, Carl Weathers, Jesse Ventura, and more. The sequels never really lived up to that one, especially the crossover film with the Alien franchise. Yeah, they're kind of garbage.
I like those.
They're based off loosely based off of the comic book from
No,
Dark
I know,
Horse
but
Comics.
I like them.
But yeah,
And
They
the
were
comic book
great
was
movies
so
to
much
just lose
better.
yourself into.
yeah, toning them down to PG-13 was definitely a mistake.
That's
Yeah.
why you got to watch the unrated versions.
The comic book was so much better.
No, but they're
Trust
great
me.
movies for when you just want to like turn on an Alien Predator or Predator movie, but you're not like really care about the plot. You know,
Yeah, you wanna watch-
You just want to watch.
Yeah, you go in, watch stuff.
I mean, in
blow
all
up.
honesty, it has some great kills. You know, so like, you know.
Yeah, if you don't care for the plucky humans, they're great movies.
Okay.
And I never care for the plucky humans except for Godzilla's -1.
But 2022's Prey broke new ground and reinvigorated the franchise for a new generation. If lead Amber Midthunder returns for the proposed sequel, she will be the first to lead more than one film in the franchise, which is true. There are at least 5 Avatar films that have already been confirmed, and who knows how many more are in development, even though we've only seen 2 so far. However, given the success that the franchise has garnered for both entries, along with their extensive production requirements, we can understand why it's important to trust the process. No, we can't. So with that in mind, and a 2025 release on the horizon, how far along are the upcoming entries? During a recent interview with Screen Rant, filmmaker James Cameron was asked about the status of the new Avatar entry, where he suggests that everything's falling into place. Cameron explains it's pretty much in the can. We're shooting pickups on Avatar 3, which is just filling in the last 2 or 3%. And we've also got live action pickups in June. That's another couple percent. We've got about a quarter of Avatar 4 in the can. We're post on Avatar 3, and now doing the VFX, which is an enormous job. Yeah, it's like 99% of your movie. Right. I'll need every second between now and then to get it done, but you're not doing it. You're having somebody else do it. Cameron then elaborated on the extensive team involved, telling the publication the tech has reached the point where now we're where it's really what we need. We make little improvements as we go along, but we're there. The whole point is we jumped back. That's why we spent 7 years building to it and 4 years shooting the 2 films together. It's not about the technology, but about the minds and eyes of the computer artists. It's a very, very creative process. It's artistry. It's almost like that SpongeBob made artistry. Anyway, where was I? Thousands of people are involved and conducting. I can just imagine what the post-credit scenes on that is going to look like. Conducting the orchestra to get it all pitch perfect right now. Avatar 3 is currently expected to be released on December 19th, 2025. Avatar 4 will be released on December 21st, 2029.
Dang.
Yeah, they shot both these films together 4 years ago. Why?
Sheesh.
I mean...
Dang.
Yeah, that's way too long between movies. 4 years between those 2 films alone. I mean, when was the first Avatar out?
Long time ago.
Yeah, it was the first
Like,
real
it's been
3D
over 10
movie
years.
that was released, I think.
It's been I want to say like 15 years, 20 years.
It came out in 2009. And to the
so
second
almost
part of
20
that,
years,
yeah.
yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, it was the first real 3D movie, I think.
He's going to be
Well,
leaving.
he actually invented a new 3D for it.
Yeah.
Is what it was, because he created everything for it to make the movie possible.
But still,
I mean, James Cameron, seriously.
Well, and only somebody like James Cameron could get away with
no,
something
yeah,
like
no,
that.
seriously, yeah. I mean, it's unbelievable.
No, but still, that much time. But I mean, it's like the
I
Last
know-
of Us.
Oh, I don't think any of us
it's
are
not even on
excusing them.
anybody's
Here's
radar
the-
right
from
now
what I
because it's gonna
understand, the
take so
next one
long.
is supposed to involve fire.
Fire.
So, like, maybe that's, like where maybe he might be having trouble with, the FX and stuff like that. Because, I mean, for the last one with the underwater, they had to build that whole new tank and they all had to learn how to free dive. And
Nice. A big thank you to our guest, Wild West Championship Wrestling champion, the Mexican Werewolf, El Chupacabra. Check out all things Mexican Werewolf, El Chupacabra at the Hood Slam Wood Wrestling site, www.birdswillfall.com, and Wild West Championship Wrestling's website, Wild West Championship Wrestling, all one word.net. And also check out the Mexican Werewolf El Chupacabra's Facebook page with all guests on the Pop Culture Kaboom radio show. Pop Culture Kaboom follows and or likes them on Facebook, depending on what options are available, so as they post about their careers and projects. It is reposted to Pop Culture Kaboom's newsfeed. So at the very least, like and follow Pop Culture Kaboom on Facebook to keep up with all of Pop Culture Kaboom's radio shows guests. Next week, the Pop Culture Kaboom radio show will not only have for you the latest news and information from the 7 Pillars of Pop Culture Entertainment. Our special rescheduled guest is filmmaker, co-founder, and CEO of Storm King Productions and Queen of Terror, Sandy King Carpenter. We'll be talking with Sandy King Carpenter about Storm King Productions' lineup of books, con appearances, television productions, film productions, and everything else Storm King Productions is doing in 2024, as long as it doesn't violate any of those pesky NDAs. Thank you all for tuning in tonight, and please continue supporting Pop Culture Kaboom by listening to Pop Culture Kaboom's radio show live every Sunday night. And if you missed any part of the live show, check out Pop Culture Kaboom's podcast, produced by 97 and Now Productions, on your favorite podcast platform. And not only get this episode, but also previous episodes, and there will be some bonus material that'll be coming up as well. Subscribe to Pop Culture Kaboom's podcast on your favorite podcast platform. Also give it a like and a follow to Pop Culture Kaboom on Facebook for everything you want, everything you need from Pop Culture Entertainment Daily. And subscribe to Pop Culture Kaboom's YouTube channel for video interviews from events we have and will be attending. On behalf of Quizmaster Scott from Sporkle Pub Quiz, Samuel at Galaxy Theaters in Carson City, Tony Sanfilippo of Filippo's Horrible Reviews, our guest, Wild West Championship Wrestling champion, Mexican Werewolf, El Chupacabra, KNBC, Spencer, Rob, and I. Thank you for your continued support and for tuning in tonight. We will talk with you again right here live next Sunday, 6 to 9 p.m. Pacific Time, 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. Eastern Time, anytime during the week on Facebook and via email. So until next Sunday, stay safe, stay healthy, and peace out, Wabbits.